So, what do you guys remember about last session?
We left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, we were playing Among Us.
Yeah.
On the airship.
On the way to Deep Rock Holt, was it? Or what was it called?
Yeah, Deep Rock Port. So essentially, and along your journey, Alonso kind of like described Deep Rock to an extent. Deep Rock Port is where he left from. It's essentially like a separate section of the city of Deep Rock where all, like exports and imports come through. Because as some of you might know, Deep Rock itself is landlocked. It's one of the very few cities that doesn't have a port. Or this one does have a port. It's just a little bit of a distance away from the main city. That's all. So, yeah, you know that you're getting close, but just push come to shove, just a lot of things have happened in the last 12 hours on the airship, the Lovecraft. Milo signed you up for guard duty without your knowing, and you all are now caught in the midst of a siren that is echoing throughout the ship. Captain Rourke announces that, somebody needs to handle it, and he basically points at Milo. Milo, you're the smart one. Our electrician is in the med bay. We need assistance right now. Take as many people as you need. We need someone on electric now, and we need both engines to be maintained. Can I count on you? And basically Milo is starting to buckle under the pressure. Yes, sir. And he's trying to act tough in front of Kita specifically. Kita, meanwhile, kind of volunteers for that electrician role. So as you know, Cookie and Audrey are both in the med bay being attended to by Dr. Sweet. Both of them have been taken out, or maybe just kind of put under some kind of spell. Most of you just assume that, someone on board is just tampering with the people. Everybody, if you want to, make an insight check of everyone in the room, but it has to be one specific person. So I would ask that you specify which person you want to insight check, as everyone's kind of their eyes are darting across the room. And go ahead and type that person in specific.
Who is Kita again? What was
Kita is the one that handles the oxygen, basically oxidizing the entire craft. She would be the one that would know how vents work, by the way.
Was she the druid, or is that somebody else?
She was more or less the druid, yes.
Okay, that's who. Maybe
not everyone's here, right?
Everyone aside from Dr. Sweet, Audrey, and Cookie. Audrey and Cookie being incapacitated.
Packard, Rourke, Kita, and
I'll do Milo.
Moran.
Is there a way to turn the sound down for the game? Or
you don't like the wee-woos?
I'm having a hard time focusing, man. I'm tripping. Sorry. I'm trying so hard.
I don't even hear the wee-woos. I don't even hear the wee-woos.
I turned the wee-woos off.
Thank you.
They were very distant, but you could hear them.
I love it.
That was the siren, yeah.
It's all I can focus on.
Great. So just to give you an idea of the cast and making your insight checks, you have Vinny and Moliere. Vinny was the north engine operator. Moliere was the south engine operator. Helga is the navigator and second in command. You have Miss Packard, who is using comms and just announcing things as they happened. Milo is more or less a researcher, a scientist that is using the Lovecraft as a means to get to the destination. You all are accompanying him. You're essentially his guards, but at the same time, you guys got a good deal on the Lovecraft by offering to be guards for, the crew themselves so they can focus on their duties. Rourke is obviously the commander-in-chief. And Kita is the oxygen maestro. So, okay, I'm looking. I'll go in order of who you announced was your target. So Milo, for Bruce, you notice that Milo, his eyes keep darting across from Rourke to Kita. Kita is just not paying him any attention in this moment because she is so focused on trying to maintain order in the sense of hey, we need to handle this problem right now. She's not looking to Milo, but Milo's, he's love struck, so he's trying to impress her with everything he does. So Milo, you can tell that this problem still is not precedent above Kita's just overall, idolation of him. And so next we have Rourke for Laszlo. And you rolled not too well. You can tell that Rourke has his own agenda, but you don't understand what that might be. And he is not essentially going to handle the problem himself. He's going to allow others to do it for him. You know, he's kind of like the king moving the pawns. Let's see, we have Kai, who is looking over at Kita. Kita, you can tell, like, she has something that she needs to do, and she does not seem to be heading towards the reactor as that siren's going off. And everyone's kind of like moving in that direction right now. Anyone else can go to a different location, should you choose, while this is being handled. So not everyone needs to go to the reactor, so we'll decide in a moment. And let's see, we have... Did you pick Oh, you picked Kita as well, Alonso. Cool. And then, Salvatore, you picked Noriel, so you rolled a 22. It looks like you're rolling to me. I don't know.
I did, but I was trying to whisper my person to you, but I didn't realize it was supposed to be public. And then I didn't realize that this tab is for rolls, not chat.
Oh, it's for both. So, what did you type, or where did you pick your roll? How about that question?
It was for Moliere, and I rolled insight.
Yes. So, how did you do it? Because I'm just curious, because you did a private roll.
Oh, I clicked on Salvatore, and I had it set to private GM roll, and I clicked the insight in my character sheet.
Oh, I see. So for those of you that need to do this in the future, it's in the chat, the bottom of the chat. You can click, public, private GM. Cool. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, more or less. Your insight, you can definitely tell that Moriel. Oh, you spelled his name wrong. Moliere. You can tell that he also has his own agenda, but you can also see him kind of like his eyes going towards different parts of the room. Make a perception check.
Ooh, almost on a 15.
Yeah, you can tell he's looking past the group in a way, kind of trying to like look around them. And he also, he salutes and he just kind of like scuffles off. He's one of the first ones to leave the room while this siren's going off. And it was very sus, as they say. And Alonso, meanwhile, you have eyes on Kita. And Kita, you can tell that she knows her way around these vents. And she kind of like subtly guides people away from them. There's no telling why exactly, because you haven't had that conversation with her, but you can tell that she is worried about people's safety, and that she has like a good idea of the dangers that these vents might have, or like that maybe something could be concealed in them, and obviously like the gas and the steam that comes out of them can be harmful. So she's more or less like, that's her job, is just like to ensure that all of the oxygen that comes out is pure and such. So, great. So we are going to roll initiative.
He said, so nobody is fucking think Kita anymore. I'm just kidding. I got a pretty good idea. I don't think it's Kita.
Who's missing?
Oh boy.
Oh, me. I'm missing if there's an initiative. Sorry.
Yep. Go ahead and roll initiatives. This is a new roll.
New roll? Okay, new roll.
Yep. Hey, don't forget, y'all. Today, D&D Beyond's got their sale going on. Not to be their spokesperson, but for y'all. I went and bought it myself because I have been waiting for the freaking sale.
Did you buy all the books?
No, I bought the source books that would allow me to create whatever kind of character I want to create.
Nice. By the way, Foundry, you can import things from D&D Beyond. Very convenient. And it'll like import it with like all the proper stats and icons and stuff. So yeah, if I owned them, that's what I'd be doing. So we are starting at the top. Bruce.
He says.
Yeah. Bruce, you are welcome to do anything you choose. Basically, the meeting has adjourned. Rourke is heading back towards his commander chamber. Miss Packard also going towards comms. You can tell that he has assigned people that don't already have tasks, i.e. yourselves, to handle this problem, because the ship obviously still needs to be operated and run. Like Helga's clearly going back to the helm to navigate. If there's anyone in particular you want to follow, or if you want to go to the reactor. So the reactor is on the far side of the ship. The only person on board that could have handled this was Audrey, and she was indisposed.
If I've been asked to help, I'm gonna go help. So I'm gonna rush after Milo and go help with the reactor.
Mm-hmm. So Moyer actually was the first one to leave, being the closest to the door. But yeah, Milo
ordered around.
Milo is also
ordered pretty well. I trying to help.
Yep.
Wait, did you say you were going to follow Milo?
Yeah, he was. They told him to do the job. He's a smart guy, right? He does the smart thing.
Yeah, Milo is the one you're accompanying. He was Virgo hired by your embassy, Mr. Alonso.
So he's gonna. But the captain just told him to take care of it. So
yes,
he's gonna take care of it. Yeah. So I'm gonna follow him.
Would it be crazy to check the vents for clues?
No, it wouldn't be crazy. So
I'd like to do that.
There a specific vent?
Where did the first murder happen again?
The first murder happened in storage, which is the south chamber here, and then electric was the second.
So let's go to storage. Is there even a vent in storage?
Doesn't look like
there is no vent in storage. So I'll go looking for the closest one, which looks like the command room.
Yeah, there is one in the command room. There was also one in the cafeteria. And this is, you have a good idea of how this ship is structured because you've been wandering about it the past 12 so hours. Yeah, you know where all the vents are. So this is one of many. So you actually
let's start with
yeah, I was just gonna say you pushed back Rourke as he was heading back to his command station.
I just had an idea. Sorry. And then I'll kind of just check it and hop inside, take a look around, see if there's any
Okay, make a dexterity save as you pop open the vent. Yeah, make a dex save. A dex save as you pop open the vent. So as the vent, you swing it open on its hinges. It's clearly big enough to fit a body, a person, an individual. You notice that bursts of steam just erupts from it in your direction. You were able to deftly dive out of the way, remembering that Laszlo shared that the steam vents are very hot.
All right, let's just peek the head in and not jump in entirely.
Okay. So yeah, as you're looking inside of it, there's clear to be claw marks that have just been kind of digging around.
Does it feel hot enough that if I go inside, I'll be in danger? Or can I it's just uncomfortable?
You would be able to fit and maneuver through it. You will be taking fire damage every round.
Okay. Do the claw marks continue, or are they just around the entrance?
It's clear that some kind of creature, entity, person is moving through these vents.
Okay. All right. That's good enough for me.
What do you see?
I'll shut the vents.
So Rourke actually he sees you peeking through. What do you see over there?
Well, whoever's been taking out the crew members obviously is using the vents to move through the ship. Was there anything on board in the storage that could have been a danger to anyone?
So this is the second time you brought it up. So I will say you can make a persuasion check with advantage or intimidation check with advantage.
Persuasion.
Or intimidation.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, no. I am good at intimidation now. Tell me or else.
You have advantage.
Shit! Thank God. Thank God.
Nice.
Okay.
So you can see Rourke starting to sweat a bit because he notices that he might not be able to take you in a fight, but Rourke, he just kind of side eyes a ledger that is kind of hanging along the wall. Well, we were delivering a package, and as far as you need to know, it was a mech. And I don't know if you noticed, but the biggest box in storage is been tampered with. And I took a peek, and it's missing.
No kidding, it's missing. Because it's been murdering people.
Hey, we don't need to jump to conclusions. If you can solve this mystery, maybe assure that this mech is put back in its place, I'm sure I can float you a couple gold pieces.
How much do you know of this thing? Is it powered by magic? Is it clockwork?
Well, I'm no engineer. I've been taking jobs like this just to pay the bills. And well, I can't really trust all my crew.
Who do you trust the least?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to Kai. Oh,
Is
shit.
this all happening while the alarm's going off?
Yeah.
Wee-woo!
Wee-woo. I don't trust our engineers. I think they have something to gain by Audrey being taken out.
Either of them?
Neither of them. And so while you're having this conversation, yeah. All right, what are you doing?
That's it. I was
Okay.
gonna say that I'll leave the room.
Sure. What direction are you heading? You can move your token there. So Kai, meanwhile. Okay. Kai, meanwhile, everything's going on. Sirens going off. You're watching everyone essentially go back to their, assumed positions. What would you like to do?
I will follow Kita.
Kita? Okay, Kita, she checks the vent in the room itself, and you can tell she's just kind of like inspecting it, ensuring that it's operating at the right the right amount of proficiency. And she also goes over to this garbage chute here, and she checks the gadget and tampers with it just a tad, but you can tell that she's just trying to ensure that everything is working, and that maybe should an individual tamper with it, like she's able to handle it. She's essentially covering her bases. Like, her job is to ensure like oxygen flows throughout the ship, and that there's like no holes for it to escape, like no hazards that would ultimately be her responsibility. And after that, she heads back towards the oxygen chamber, which is over yonder. You're welcome to follow her, or if you wanted to ask her questions, any of the sort. There's a loud siren going on, by the way.
So I'll follow and ask her, everything that you're looking at, is that under control here, or any issues that you're coming up with?
Well, I can't say that there is. I just wish I could be of more assistance, but my training is in herbalism and, well, ensuring that this aircraft stays oxidized. That's my specialty.
And it seems like it is currently oxidized and nothing's been tampered with?
Yes. Is there something I can help you with?
No, just was making sure everything was going well and seeing if there's anything I can help you with, but it sounds like you've got this under control.
Just be very aware of the vents. I hate to say it, but I just think something has been going through them. I took a peek, and, well, there just seems to be marks on the inside, as if some kind of creature or monstrosity is just making its way through the ship. And honestly, I can't assume it's, a person at this point. I know exactly how hot it is on the inside.
What kind of creature do you think would be able to handle that heat?
Well, something flame resistant at the least, but there's no telling. Just please be aware.
I'll keep a lookout.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do in the area? You watch as Helga also goes to the helm of the ship.
I'll follow her.
Okay. Helga, she essentially takes it off of autopilot, and she puts hands on 2 and 10 and just essentially is drifting around. What you actually see are floating islands. There's a couple, think like icebergs that are giant rocks in the air.
Avatar style?
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Sick.
If that's what I was asking if that's what you're going for. Like,
Yeah, I think that's a good imagery. If I can find a picture, I would share.
those float a little closer to the ground, but like you're thinking like just like up in like literally like middle of like the sky, the wind drift just like floating up there.
Yeah, here's an idea. Let's see if it'll share it.
Yeah, those actually are pretty high up there, huh?
Mm-hmm. So there's definitely like a layer that your aircraft is like hovering along, but like these skylands are essentially floating at different kind of like layers above this cloud that you're coasting along. And so you can tell that people could be living on these if they really wanted to. There aren't too many. Like, it's not like in this picture, like there's definitely like several dozens, but it's like one every once in a while. It's more or less like icebergs that are kind of floating about.
Okay, so I would say to her, you know, that's not a sight you get used to. You come through here too often. Not trying to sound like a pickup. Come here often.
Yeah. You can tell she's not one for idle chit chat.
You flew through this.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Fuck.
She side-eyes you for a second, kind of aware how awkward that phrasing was. Yes, I do, actually. This isn't my first trek along the Cloudy Sea. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to focus on my job, much as you should.
Yeah, I would gladly get back to my job. As painful as this was, I'm happy to help look for, you know, anything that might be unusual happening here.
She kind of like smirks at you, like that meme with Daenerys, where she's like, and she looks back towards the front, like, you'll be the first to know.
And then I make a note to myself never to talk to her ever again.
Okay. She definitely seems like a hard ass. Oh, wait.
What is this?
Oh, yeah, that look.
Yeah, that one. Alonso, what are you doing? Following Milo?
Next.
You rolled a 9?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Alonso already went.
No, Bruce went, then Kai went. So now we're at Alonso.
Oh.
So Alonso, you're following Milo, who is behind Vinny, who is behind Moyer. Moyer is definitely making a good pace towards his engine, his being the furthest away. So you vaguely understand that, you know, he has to make good distance. So he's doing as fast as his little dwarf legs can take him. He's dashing. We can't hear you.
That's a manual mute then, right? You can all hear me now, right? All right,
Yep.
cool. My mic's working. Alonso's not really one to do all that much thinking about who it is that's potentially guilty of hurting these people. All that he's thinking about is how he's going to further protect the ones that are still alive. So he's sticking with Milo, and he's got his eyes on his 6, just kind of keeping an eye out, making sure that everything's hunky-dory. You know, when he's in there fixing the reactors, watching his back, making sure that make sure he's basically just I'm just keeping an eye on anybody that we pass and anybody that comes near him, making sure that he's okay, and then just, you know, kind of just getting a general idea of where everybody is.
Okay, so
I'm full on lookout mode. I'm not trying to suspect anybody one in particular. I do know that for a fact though that Milo's good, and I'm pretty sure that was something that we all kind of like deduced as like a party. So that was something that I was gonna like. I'm with Milo. I've got Milo. I'm sticking with him, and I'm going to protect him because You said that I could tell Kita was like near the vents. Like it looked like she was really concerned about that.
Yeah, you rolled very high on that insight check for Kita. So essentially, like, you've kind of like checked off Kita as like not sus.
Right. No, my saying that was more saying that with that insight, I also noticed that she was worried about the vents, so I would also be worried myself.
Oh, I see.
Like, recognizing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Keeping an eye on the vents, like knowing that there was something like to be worried about that wasn't just like a person, like, you know what I mean, like so. Anyways, just
yeah, you're able to connect those dots. Make a perception check as you're navigating these halls. By the way,
cool.
Nice.
Wow.
So I'm
gonna take LSD more often.
As you're behind Milo, essentially keeping a lookout. You basically, your head turns just casually. Maybe you're like cracking your neck. You take a peek inside the med bay. You notice that Dr. Sweet isn't in there.
That's curious. Where's the doctor? El doctor. Hello. I go in there looking for him.
Okay. Yeah, make another perception check. And also, you're basically keeping eyes on Milo at the same time. Like, you notice Milo is like getting a brisk pace heading towards the reactor. So essentially, if you are going inside the med bay to look for the doctor, Milo will be going ahead alone.
Okay. Oh, I thought. Oh, you're saying like as I'm walking. Okay, never mind. I'd take note of it and move on. Sorry. I thought you were saying that like this is like a. Yeah, I said I'm with Milo, so why would I go into there looking for him? Never mind.
Yeah, but you do note that Dr. Sweet is not in the room. Like, you have a good idea of like the human breath, and you understand like someone would be in that room. You would be able to hear just like that faint vibration of breath, and you can hear it coming from Audrey and Cookie, who are more or less unconscious, incapacitated. I didn't say they were murdered. They're not like cut in half Among Us style.
And I don't hear him like walking around. I don't see him. I don't hear him walking around. Don't hear nothing. So
yeah, with that perception check, yeah, he's not in there. So you're following Milo at the moment. Then he stops and he's basically looking over the engine. He goes, and you're continually following Milo. Vinny says, "Hey, Milo," and Milo says, "Not Vinny. What? Just be careful." And so Vinny actually takes out a wrench and he immediately gets to work. And so you and Milo head into the reactor, and Milo announces, "Okay, Alonso, please, I could use your assistance actually. Could you hand me that Arcana?" And he's trying to like rack his brain for just like the different things he studied about airship travel. I'll actually make him do a check. He's basically stumbling over his words. He doesn't really understand this role he's been thrust into, and the siren is still blaring across the intercom.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and so he's basically pulling crystals out of their portions. You feel like the aircraft itself like shift in level just for a split second. He puts it immediately back. Nope, not that one. And so he's looking about them. Go ahead and make an Arcana check yourself, Alonso.
All right. Now that we're in the flow of things, by the way, man, if you want to turn that wee woo back on, if anybody feels like they're...
No. That was for the meme. That was not going to be...
I'd like it for my immersion, please. Oh my gosh.
He's like, no, actually, I was joking. Stop. All right, Arcana, you said? Oh, sorry. That's not the right check.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, so as you're literally backflipping across the room to get to the crystals faster, you understand that you grabbed the wrong one that he's kind of like fiddling with, because he can clearly tell which one is out of whack, which one might be, desynced from the others. And so you're handing him, crystals from this chest over here that happen to be like the wrong size, shape, color. Every time he's asking for one, like you're handing him the wrong one, but it's almost like hindsight 2020 type things. And if you guys eventually, with painstaking, just not really handling it well, you're getting through it. You're maybe like halfway through solving this Arcana problem, so to speak. And so now we'll move over to Salvatore. What are you doing?
Ooh, so with that initiative, is that like just our turn order, or is that like our reaction?
This is all happening simultaneously. You could totally be with Milo and Alonso at the moment. Like you can be kind of like following a character. It doesn't have to be, a unique one. It could be another of the same.
Okay, I would have immediately, after noticing Moliere, I would have gone right after him, following behind.
Oh, sure. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check. Unless you want to intimidate him and basically be behind him, because you're fast. You're literally a feline. You even have like a special feature to your race called feline agility, which gives you like a double dash pretty much, that it resets when you don't move for a turn. So you are able to keep up with him, no problems. Or if you'd rather be stealthy, you'll roll a stealth check.
I guess I'll roll for stealth.
Nice.
Yeah, so basically Moliere, you can see him even look back every once in a while, but with your like cat-like reflexes, you're able to duck and dodge in between these hallway passages, using the corners to your advantage. And even with how dim the light of the ship is, and it's even flickering with this siren that has like this purple hue to it as it's kind of like illuminating along these torches that are along the hallway, you're able to just find the shadow where you need it, being the shadow walker. Oh, there's a bug. And so, yeah, maintaining distance, you watch as Moliere, his eyes are darting about. Go ahead and make a perception check. You can see his hands are actually in his pockets, and that his eyes are darting towards the vents.
Oh, gosh, boy. Okay. I better work on this as soon as possible. But there's no one in electricity. Maybe I should handle that.
As he's like talking to himself. Which, by the way, and this is for Laszlo, should you choose, Laszlo, that electricity is currently unmanned. So this is essentially the conversation Moliere's having with himself.
Oh, there's no one in electricity. If no one handles that, then that might be next problem. Oh, no.
And so, Salvatore, you can react as any way you see fit. Essentially, you're overhearing this as you're following him.
I approach Moliere. Is he?
Oh, and, Kitty Cat, I am very busy. I must maintain engine so I can handle other problem.
Oh, really? Because I wanted to tell you a story.
I don't have time for the story. And there's like a siren, a wee-woo going on.
A story about someone who's inept at their job.
I know who you are talking about. I have lived this story. Please. You were there.
Story about the man who's at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, God. What are you going to do?
Moliere.
Yes, that is I.
You are sus.
I know I am sus. Listen, I have no problem with who you are, Salvatore, but I must understand the problem at hand. If you are not helping, you are hindering.
All right, I'll help you. What do I need to do?
Okay, here. You put your hands right here. If you can take this wrench, and I will need you to reach inside and twist that doohickey. It comes loose every hour. It's so painful. I can barely reach it. And, well, I need assistance. It takes me a long time. Might take you a short time.
I will hand you your tools. I'll be behind you the whole time.
Okay. I completely understand. And you can see there's sweat beating down his face at the moment. So go ahead and make a intimidation check if you want to intimidate him, or if there's some other kind of like angle you want to do this conversation.
I'll intimidate him, and as he's working, I'll interrogate him.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he knows that you are currently behind him and that you're kind of like watching him. So obviously that's like added pressure to the situation. You can tell that his hands are like slipping. So he's going to make a sleight of hand check.
Ooh.
And he actually drops a wrench inside the engine for a second time. Why do you do this to me? And he pulls out another wrench from inside his pocket. And he's doing the same thing. And before like a fire breaks out, he's gonna try one more attempt. And he does make the DC to fix the engine before problems arise. Essentially able to grab that wrench, kind of like pushing it up with his other wrench, and it's kind of like this weird effect where he's like fixing it using a wrench. And you can tell this actually worked to his advantage. He got really lucky. Okay, problem solved, yay! And you can tell he's looking at you for like some adoration. Sweat still beating down. Yes, thank you. Now I must attend to the electricity. And so he actually he makes his way through. Make a dexterity save.
Oh.
And so we'll come to you after we find out what Laszlo is doing. So Laszlo, what's happening? Miss Packard is heading southward. She actually looks at you and says, "You seem very smart." I forgot her voice for a second. Listen, kid, electricity's unmanned. I don't know if you had other plans, but she's kind of like insinuating and pointing in that direction.
Oh, if electricity's unmanned, I will go straight to medbay. No, I will follow. I will follow Miss Packard. Sure, I'll help out.
Okay. She, as you pass her, because you're actually walking faster than she is, being an old crotchety lady, she hands you a manual that she pulls out of her bosom. Here, read this. And she walks to comms. So, while you're walking and reading, make a Arcana check. Maybe you've practiced your speed reading.
Wait. So I should have +3 added to that. Like it should be a +4.
If you click the number that you just rolled.
I thought I saw a 9 on the dice.
Yeah, so. It's got that little dot on the bottom. But you having, like a good idea of how airships work now that you've been on them and around them, you've asked one too many questions. There's a clear indication that, electricity is what helps generate the power itself and just like spread it throughout the airship. So essentially the reactor powers the ship, but the electricity is what sends it to the adequate stations and allows it to operate, makes the wings turn, the rudder, the propeller, all that stuff that Elliot should have gone to school for. So as you walk into electricity, you notice that it's kind of like flickering and flaring, that there's some tuning to be done to each of the individual like stokes that are all centered. They're all like pointing and just like surging towards that center crystal. So there's like 4 runestones, as you know, like each element, and they're each being channeled. And so I would like for you to, let's see how you would handle it. I just want to see how Laszlo would handle walking into like 4 crystals pointing towards a larger one. You didn't roll like a great thing, so I'm not going to like baby step you through it. So I'd like to understand how Laszlo would handle this problem.
So it's just 4 crystals pointing to one thing, and that's where all the electricity is coming from?
Yeah, and you can tell that there's like a weird fluctuation, like they're not in sync.
I guess I'd go around to each crystal and see if any of them's like flickering or slightly out of place. Examine to just make sure that they're.
Yeah, obviously, no wrong answer here. This is just kind of like how Laszlo would approach a problem, like problem-solving stuff. So go ahead and make an investigation check.
Please let me roll above a 10.
You got this.
Holy shit. Laszlo can't roll for shit. I want Gorok back.
You're more alchemical, right?
Yeah, I'm alchemical.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, yeah, you wouldn't have advantage on something like this.
Nope.
And that goes, it's a good point Allan brings up. If you guys can somehow justify like why you would have advantage for something, let's just say like alchemical, like he would have advantage for anything like having to do with, potions, etc. Like you would get advantage. And anytime you have a roll, if you have something that comes to mind, please share it. Maybe I'll allow it. So Laszlo, you're kind of like coming up to it. You're poking it with your focus. What is your arcane focus, by the way?
It's my tools.
Your tools. So yeah, you're pulling out individual tools
and
alchemy tools. Yes. So tools not fit for this job. You're pulling out and you're kind of like, you're tweaking it. Yeah. You're like hammering it. Yeah. How would you describe it?
Oh no, you're doing great. Keep going.
Okay. Thanks, bro. So, like, you pull out your blacksmithing hammer, you like tap it a little bit. You notice that it cracks just a smidge, and so you basically go onto the other side and hit it from the opposite side. And you move on to a different crystal. Yeah, it's equilibrium. And so you walk around to each, just kind of like tinkering with it. You seem to be having a positive effect. You're definitely not breaking anything, so to speak. But
I love it.
But it's not like it's not getting better, right?
no, it's not improving.
Can I do the classic old school TV thing where you hit it to turn on when it's all staticky, just hit the sides?
I would like
Pull a
for you- make an attack roll with your wrench.
Okay. God damn.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're actually doing damage to the crystals themselves every time you tap them. You can tell that it takes like a minute touch, and you save this for later. You basically understand oh, I shouldn't do that, which I just did. And so you put away those specific tools and you take out new tools, so you're prepared for new ideas and inspiration as they hit you. When Moliere enters into the room and he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, little goblin, hi, hello." And as that happens, the door shuts behind him.
Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second.
No way, Chris was Oh no.
Yep. So
literally AFK during the game of Among Us.
in electricity. AFK in electricity.
Okay. Who noticed me?
So Moliere stepped through the threshold of electricity and he goes, "Oh, hey, little goblin." And the door behind him slams shut. And you can tell that spooks him for a second. Great. So now I'm not sure.
What are you doing here? Mortier?
Proving my worth, etc. What the fuck are you doing? He walks up to the crystal and he immediately starts tuning it.
I'm fixing electricity, fixing lights.
Here, you look very smart with gadgets. I found these. While I handle this, you handle that. And he hands you what appears to be like an RC controller. He hands it to you.
Controller?
Yeah, and so
like a remote control car.
Yeah, like an RC controller for a remote control car. And so while it's in your hands, make a tinkering check.
All right, do I just use my tinker tools for that?
Yes. And so, Salvatore, you're actually on the opposite side of the door. The doorway shuts.
Wasn't not good enough.
What did you roll for your dexterity save?
17.
17. So, just before it shuts, you essentially limboed under it, and you are in the room with them.
How very Salvatore-like.
Yeah.
Ooh, I almost lost my hat.
I think I have proficiencies with tinker tools, but I don't actually have the tinker tools themselves. So.
Oh, yes. That would be... Oops. Oh, I see what you're saying. I can import that.
For some reason I have thieves tools instead. I'd rather have tinker tools if I could do that. I didn't even roll that.
I rolled that. That was me. Sorry.
That's why it was so high.
Oh, what the fuck? Like you finally rolled high, man.
That's funny.
Laszlo's cursed.
Oh no.
All that matters is that people that you cast spells on also roll low on their saves, which has been happening actually pretty frequently. Or at least it happened a couple times in the arena, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Finished off 2 people before I shot you in the kneecap or in the ankle.
I guess that's true. That is true.
Cowardly blows.
Okay, now you can roll it. I even gave you proficiency, so good luck to you, sir. It should be on your page. I'll add it to your bookmark, too.
Cool. I'll get rid of these tools because I don't really want them. Wow, I was almost in double digits that time.
Is everybody using transparent dice, or does it show up like that for me?
Just for you.
So as you
green dice.
Yeah, yours are green. Which everyone can change their dice if you want to do it like when it's not your turn. It's configure settings, and then there should be Dice So Nice is the name of it. So if you check that out. So yeah, you're handling this remote control. You notice like the analog sticks are a little out of whack, so you put a little oil underneath, and you pull out one of your gyroscopes. And you you screwed it up a bit and fix it. You can tell that this was in use recently, but it seems to be deactivated. It's not turned on. And Moliere kind of announces, "Yes, I found that next to vent, and I'm unsure why it was there, but ever since I found it, I've been trying to work on it, and you seem like you know your stuff. So I wanted you to take a peek. We never had conversation. I've been too busy. You've been too bored. But now you could do this." And so Moliere is going to make his own check to try and fix electricity.
It's always good to have a second pair of prints.
Holy shit! You actually scared. He thought the door shut behind him. Yep. And so as you scare him, he basically hits it with his wrench. The crystal itself has burst, and the lights go off. So now we're back at the top of the round. The lights have basically just turned off. Bruce, you were heading towards the reactor, were you not?
Yeah, but if there's no lights, I can't in the whole ship, or just that room.
Yeah, the lights have gone off, but there is like daylight, so you can see like sunbeams kind of like piercing through the windows. So let's just say you were going through storage, you would see window coming from the south like wall there, or the north. Like if you were in the cafeteria, it'd be the north wall.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna head towards engineering. Which are the two? Am I going the right way? I'm looking for this room.
Yeah, you're in cafeteria. So that's med bay right there. I did not see your ping. So the reactor would be like what connects the engines. There's the north engine and the south engine. So in the reactor, if you're heading to that, that's where the problem of the siren is coming from.
Okay, I wanted to look for the engineers specifically.
Okay. Yeah, Vinny, you can see he's looking inside the engine, and you can see he's like thinking to himself. This is at the north engine. Someone has tampered with this, and he's hard at work trying to fix it. Hello, Mr. What was it?
Bruce Vervain.
Yes, rich boy, noble, spoiled. No offense, I just know you as such. Listen, I would say be on your toes. I think someone on board is angry.
Spirit pack.
I wanna walk up to him. He's a dwarf.
Yes.
I want to pick him up and slam him on the wall, and be like, "What the fuck is running through the vents?"
Holy fuck! Make an intimidation check.
Quick question: This is all in the dark right now?
Yeah. Basically, the light is flickering, so this is very Batman style intimidation. You actually have advantage, by the way, because of the light.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the timing of which. You still have a 13, but the timing of which you slam him against the wall and the light flickers. And so basically, well, because you're at the top of the round, so this is all happening simultaneously. So you slam him against the wall, the light goes out. You could totally assume your costume if you wanted to at this moment.
It just flashes.
I have to look down. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah. Just throw your hood up.
Put my hood up, and then I'll pick him back up and put him on the wall.
Mr. Bruce, I'm just the engineer. I'm here to operate. What do you mean?
You know what's going on. You know what was in that crate. Now tell me.
You can make an insight check. I don't know what's in that check. There's a crate, and I know it's big, and I know there was something moving inside. And he's trying to like rack his brain. He doesn't really understand or know what was in that crate.
Okay. And I'll be like, oh shit, what was her name that died?
Audrey. She was the electrician.
They're not dead yet.
Audrey, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Why did you want Audrey dead?
I didn't want Audrey dead. Audrey, very nice woman. I was going to make move after trip.
What about your co-worker? What has he got to do with this?
You mean Boyer? I know he dabbles in things he shouldn't, and well, he doesn't really focus when he needs to. He's bad focuser.
Where is he?
South Engine. It's his assigned job. Oh, please put me down.
Oh, I'll put you down.
And then I'll just throw him.
Oh god.
Throw him out the
I'll
airship.
put you down.
I'll toss him, and then I'll try to like just immediately disappear.
Okay, yeah, he clatters over across the north wall here, and he basically picks himself off and brushes the dirt and grime off him. What a strange man! Holy fuck! And he basically lights a cigar that he's been smoking intermittently, just trying to savor it for the full trip as you leave the room. You can totally
And then
where would you like to go?
Towards Moyer. Or Moyer.
So yeah,
South Engine.
you pass by Milo and Alonso, who are having this weird kind of like juggling contest with these radioactive crystals. So you can totally choose to stay with that. You do notice. Okay. Make a perception check though.
Okay. Perception.
Nice. You can tell that there was like
the low rolls. So you get all the high rolls.
So the eyeball sensor here blinked as you walked by.
And that connects to the there's like a surveillance room, yeah?
Yeah, there's like a security room, which was also what you passed by. You didn't really note anything in there. More or less, like this sensor had kind of like turned off and on, or vice versa, and that maybe like you were being watched.
Oh. Okay. I won't do. I'm making note of that, but I would still want to go for Moyer.
Okay. So you notice that Moyer is not at his assigned workstation. He's nowhere to be found. Make an investigation check to determine where he might have gone, and then we'll move to Kai.
Love it.
This is interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just fun dynamics. Yeah, unfortunately, like there's just like this pacing around the room, and you can't clearly discern where he might have gone outside of leaving this room, going towards the next corridor. So you at least get that hint.
Okay.
So Kai, meanwhile, you're on the opposite side of the ship here. What would you like to do?
Can I check out the med room? Is anyone in there recently?
Yeah, you can totally head towards the med room and make a perception check.
All right.
And I'll move you over there while you're doing that.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
So yeah, as you enter into the med bay, you see Dr. Sweet tending to the two wounded bodies, a lot living corpses, not zombies.
So, Dr. Sweet, how do they seem to be doing right now?
Oh, hey there, Kai. Well, Audrey and Cookie, they seem to be stabilized at the moment. I've done my job. I have ensured their safety.
Okay. Does Dr. Sweet is he a normal doctor or is he a magic doctor? Do I know this?
He is...
Do I know this?
Yeah.
Would I pick up from any symbolism or...
He's more or less a civilian with kind of like...
Doctor.
Yeah, he's a civilian doctor.
Do I think any kind of low level healing would help them in this state, or are they beyond? I guess can I see what I think would help them in this situation?
You could completely like spending a spell slot, just as an example, you would be able to bring one back for questioning. Either of them.
We have what was Audrey's job again?
Audrey was the electrician. She died the most recently, or went unconscious most recently. Cookie was the guy in charge of like the storage room. He would know like what it was inside every box.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to cast Healing Word on Cookie.
Okay. And he watches all the blood that he would begin to cough up. It kind of like magically dissipates, and he's basically spewing pixie dust as he gets 5 points of healing. And Dr. Sweet just taken aback. Wow. Oh, wow. I really got to learn how to do that. And he looks at you and he gives you a nod, and he actually walks over to his desk. And so, okay. Cookie, meanwhile, he's basically in your care at the moment. So if there's anything you'd like to do.
Cookie, how are you doing?
Well, I saw my creator, and, well, I didn't like what I saw. So I'm glad I'm back. Hey, how you doing?
Glad to hear it. What about before that? Do you remember anything about what happened leading up to you getting put in a pretty bad situation?
Well, give a guy a second, please. And he watched as he's like patting his coat for a cigarette, and he's like, "You got a light?"
Yeah. Can I produce flame and make a little fireball in my hand for him to light it with?
Yeah, I'll say like you basically flicked your thumb up, and like there's a little flame on the tip of it, and so you walk up and you basically light the cigarette in his face. He's like, "Man, that's a cool party trick." So let's see. It feels just like yesterday. I can remember it clearly, and you acknowledge that this happened maybe 10 hours ago. So Cookie, he's thinking, he's reminiscing. So I was going through the crates, and well, I wasn't anticipating for whatever was inside to lash out at me, and I should have known. Listen, I don't really look at the list that they give me. I kind of, take inventory personally. So when I popped it open, push come to shove, I got pushed and shoved, and my throat got cut. So
yeah, I'm glad you survived that encounter.
So negligence. Got it. Cool.
Did you happen to be looking at what cut your throat there?
And he'll think to himself, just trying to like describe what it was. I'll make him make a perception check. It had like a robotic sound. It went like beep boop bop boop.
Now, Cookie, this is an important question here. Did you open the box, or did somebody else open the box?
No, I definitely opened the box. I hate to admit it, but I might have unleashed a great evil across the land.
Oh my goodness!
Pumpkin monster have anything to do with it?
Oh, did I share it?
Do I?
That's what he described.
Okay. He described this little guy. Okay. Yeah. Well, for now, it's in the air, so let's hope we don't unleash it on the land.
Go ahead and make a Arcana or Insight check.
Let's go.
So from what you understand, because being a druid, like you've tended to crops before, or at least, saw it firsthand. And so this is what would be considered, yeah, people. This is considered a harvester golem. So this specific entity is used to maintain like crops in the fields and just essentially ensure that things get brought in on time, like they don't miss the window of photosynthesis, and like they essentially do the work of like 10 men combined, and they take very little maintenance.
But should not be slashing people's throats normally.
No, that is not the default setting. No.
There's a switch for that?
If you mod your harvester golem, yeah, you could totally do that.
Yeah.
Voids the warranty.
Yeah, it does void the warranty.
So somebody bought
No jailbreaking.
So I can infer that somebody might have set the golem to do this.
Yes, it's very clear that this is what has been killing people. You're able to connect the dots. Like this entity, this harvester golem, has been what had injured Cookie and Audrey. And so where would you like to head? And we'll move on to Alonso.
To the security room?
Okay. So yeah, you understand that going to the security room might be a way to get eyes or tabs on this entity, because you know what to look for now. So we'll head and say you're heading that direction. Alonso, meanwhile, you're currently kind of like throwing crystals at Milo as well as like putting them in. It's kind of like Simon Says with like radioactive crystals.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an intelligence save as you're working through.
Intelligence save. All right. I'm half paying attention to what he's asking me to do, and more paying attention to make sure he doesn't get killed.
No, not that one. No.
Yeah, you feel the ship itself kind of like jeer to the left when it should be going right, and it kind of like shifts. There's like little bumps, hiccups. It's not so much to like make people like jump, or you know, like if you're out at sea, the rough waters, nothing like that. But it just, there's like these weird hiccups, like people are like tossed to the side here and there. Is there anything in particular you want to do to try and help?
I guess really I'll probably go across to the other side of the hall. I'll just make sure I keep eyes on Milo, and I'll just go across to the security room. There's nothing else I want to do to help realistically, but like just making sure I keep him in my sight. I want to move into this room here.
Okay. So yeah, as you walk into the room, make a perception check.
Okay.
So what drew your focus was Bruce had left. He was heading south. And so that's where your eyes were going as you were walking across the hallway into the security room. Other than that, nothing really out of the ordinary. You know that the security room is where you would find, essentially surveillance, so you can see other parts of the ship. And so you look at what appears to be like an astral projection of other sections of the ship. One being near the command center, the other being near the helm, and the last being near the med bay.
So I'm able to see it all from there.
Yeah, you can see Kai enter into the med bay. You can see Rourke kind of like standing in the middle of the hallway, kind of like looking about what appears to be wreckage in the storage room, and he's kind of like thinking out loud to himself. It's relatively quiet on the far right side of the ship, where the helm and the oxygen station would be.
Okay. I'll just kind of head on my way back to Milo then, and I'll just kind of stop in the middle of the hallway and just kind of look back up and look back down again, and just kind of get an eye on Vinny and get an eye on Moliere. As far as I know, Moliere is down there and Vinny's up there, so I'll see if I can just get an eye on both of them.
Yeah, you do not see Moliere, and you see Bruce kind of like trying to deduce, like he pulls out a monocle and he's trying to look at the footsteps. He's maybe like getting really literally down on the ground, trying to figure out where those footsteps are heading. Moliere is not in that room. Vinny, meanwhile, he's basically picking himself off the floor, brushing himself off, and he pulls out a wrench. He looks at it, he's like, oh no, that will not do. And he tosses the wrench behind him. He pulls out an even bigger wrench from inside his pants. You can tell he's a stuffer, but he didn't notice you. And so Milo, meanwhile, will make an Arcana check for him to solve this nuclear problem. The siren finally stops. Phew.
That's pretty much it for my turn. I just want to say at the end of my turn that you guys have started playing WoW recently again, so I think that Harvest Golem to you is a little more like fresh in your memory. But that was such a nostalgia trip for me to see that. Like that was like super hard nostalgia trip.
Love it.
That's more from Hearthstone for me. That's the Hearthstone part too.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I mean it's all the same. Yeah, because it's all WoW. But I get what you mean. Yeah.
So go ahead and make an insight check, Alonso.
Sure thing.
I keep thinking Alonso's Laszlo.
Right, me too. I get mixed up.
And so, Alonso, the lights begin to flicker, and you understand that maybe that's like the next problem. That electricity might be the room to go to.
All right, so I start heading towards Bruce. Well,
Yep.
no, I keep an eye on Milo. Milo, I think we can start heading toward electricity, buddy.
Whew, okay, yes, sir, Mr. Alonso, sir. Wait, no, I'm the sir. I'm in charge here. I think we should go to electricity.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, thank
My
you.
apologies.
You are forgiven. And so he nonchalantly tries to brush past you, trying to like have an air of confidence about him. But you can tell he's just trying to put on a facade to make himself,
I was very
appear
obviously
more
sarcastic,
confident.
too.
Yeah,
Very
for
obviously
sure.
sarcastic.
Like you've got the dominant male energy, so to speak. And
Not
he
every
understands.
character, man. Come on. No.
It's the mustache. It's the mustache. So Salvatore, make a perception check. Perception check, Salvatore.
Ooh. I like to think that was like from Aristocats, the dogs from Aristocats. It says, "I'm the leader. I'll say where we will go."
So unfortunately, you see it a little too late as a harvester golem sneaks up behind Laszlo and stabs him. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh! Man, I wish I was more perceptive.
Okay.
I was literally gonna say before you made me make that check, I was like, I run immediately to the vent, but it's too late.
He also rolled a natural 20 on his initiative. So
What do you want?
Oh,
We're on a stealth, GM.
he's a natural 20. I'm a natural 1.
Ooh, and Moliere is not holding the RC controller.
nope.
No, I'm holding it.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay, that throws my my sus into question. All right, we're breaking. I feel the.
I think
power.
you're a king, Allan. You are a king, not a cup.
Alan's a king.
I want you to all to know I have no idea how I got this lucky, but continue with the game.
Okay. Yeah. Say it out loud so she can hear. I get you. All right.
No, she's smiling and giggling over there.
Okay, so meanwhile, Laszlo's getting his throat cucked.
Freudian slip.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna, incept you or anything like that, Laszlo. Instead, he's going to stab you with advantage because he's coming up from hidden. So let's find out.
Oh,
19 to hit, so 12 piercing damage as he sneaks up behind you.
Critical.
Jesus.
Yeah, and with his claws, like Freddy Krueger style, sinks them through your chest, lifting you up off the ground, and he slides them off as he slams you down into the ground. You're currently prone.
Ooh, do I see this or do I only hear it?
No, you watch this happen in horror.
Oh shit!
Which, because it's in horror, make a wisdom saving throw.
Here's me.
No, not you. This is you're currently being tossed to the ground. You don't get to make a wisdom save.
Here's
Damn.
me as a player, like just like feeling like the choices, like just like
Yep.
leading you to electric.
Yeah. You're currently frightened, Salvatore.
Ooh, am I so frightened that I won't use my curse of binding?
No. So how frightened works is you can't move towards the target. So you can still fight and send, crossbow bolts, any ranged attacks, zero problems. But frightened means you can't run towards the target, try to get it up in melee range. You can totally make that wisdom save once again during your turn. Laszlo, meanwhile, you're currently prone. So that's the difference.
Well, before we continue,
We're about to get to your turn, okay? So what's up?
It's my turn. I'm sorry.
This is a surprise round for the target.
Gotcha.
Elliot, do you know how to
Well, I'm not going to move forward, but I have the fortitude, I think, to cast my blood curse of binding.
Yes, you
on
can.
Okay.
Nice.
Let me do that one more time.
So it is
There
a
was
bonus action.
There was a macro syntax error.
For what it's worth, I do not see Salvatore in the player list. If that's
I keep refreshing and it's not doing anything, but I can see my hotbar.
Salvatore's on it. But
so,
blood curse of binding.
Do not continue refreshing, Caleb. It probably is taking a while to load, man. It is a pretty resource-heavy page in general, so just refresh it and just give it a moment.
Cool. It should work now. Go ahead and test the button for yourself there, Caleb. I'll give you the point back.
Oh.
I'll add it as a bookmark.
Can you add it one more time?
Yeah. It's also in your features tab.
Lazo's on the ground bleeding, like literally bleeding, dying, like coughing, like.
Just wait, I'm troubleshooting.
Little hand going up, like.
It says the designated attribute no longer exists.
So close your character sheet first and foremost, and then reopen it. Double click your token.
And now do it.
Yeah, now do it. I basically deleted it and re-added it.
The designated attribute source, the blood curse of binding consumes. No.
It works for me, so that's
Dylan,
good.
I hope that you're the
you rolled it. There
silent
we go.
person that has his camera off and just watching other people, because I'm doing some stupid shit over here. And if I'm...
Oh! Try it one more time, Caleb. Now it should work. I know why it didn't work. Try one more time. There you go. Cool. So, you channel your blood, you feel it bubbling within you, and you send it out towards this harvest entity. He looks in your direction, like he watches his head exorcist style tilts towards you, and just like cringes a tad. You acknowledge that it doesn't have any blood, and so your blood binding does nothing.
Outside
All
of my
that
field of
troubleshooting.
expertise.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that was my action.
That was your bonus action. Blood Curse of Binding is a bonus action.
Well then, can I fire a crossbow bolt then?
Yes, you can, and you have a clear shot as Laszlo is in a puddle of blood on the floor.
Sucks you're afraid, man.
Shit.
So a 7 actually.
If you're afraid, it's a disadvantage too, isn't it?
No, he just can't move closer. Well, I take that back. Let me double
what is
check.
fear?
It's 7, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like Caleb's like, yeah, really, just shoot me in the fucking while I'm on the ground.
Yeah, I want to see you roll a 1, get it out
Oh,
of the
it
way.
does. It does.
It does give me
man, that's
disadvantage?
bitterness.
Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight.
Well, I'll roll a 1 and see if I shoot myself in the foot.
So make a wisdom save, Caleb.
This is no bearing on myself as a person.
However, you are able to stave off that fear as you watch as your friend is being massacred, or at least you consider him a friend at this point. But at the moment, you kind of have to take a deep breath as your crossbow bolt arcs wide. You acknowledge that you need to take a moment for yourself, not for Laszlo. But Laszlo, you are more than welcome to take a moment for yourself. Moyer, first off, is going to take out a light crossbow, and he's going to duck around the corner here. He's going to sink a bolt into the harvester golem.
Okay.
And so the bolt actually, the bolt actually sinks into him.
Numbers pop up. I like that.
Yeah, and so Laszlo, it is now your turn to make little numbers pop up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stand up,
Okay. That's half your movement.
and then I'm gonna use my bonus action because I can, as a goblin, to disengage.
Nice.
Hey.
Do I
Handy.
still get 30 feet for that, or since it's
Standing up
bonus
took
action?
half your movement, and so you have 15 feet.
But disengage isn't part of the movement, is it?
You stood up from prone.
Yeah, I'm saying, but disengage that as an action is something different, right?
Correct. You have 15 feet to move because you peeled yourself off the ground, and now your bonus action disengaging.
Disengage doesn't give you extra movement.
No.
Okay. Can I move on top where Salvador is, or like right here?
Yeah, you can basically share the doorway, as Salvatore himself is also kind of like in the corner trying to... He's basically taking a breath at the moment, but you notice like he was in a fear state himself. So both of you are now kind of like clawing at the wall. Yeah, you're out of it.
All right.
Get behind me, small one.
No, your full turn will be getting to that door.
Next to
Kai.
you, to be honest. I'm gonna use.
Okay, don't get behind me then.
I'm gonna take out my little medic gloves, and as soon as I can find where my spells are, I'm gonna do cure wounds on me.
Okay.
did shit all. Great.
So yeah, you take the time to just pull out. What would you say is in your kit, your artificer kit?
my little gloves that I used in the arena that I like.
Yes, your electroshock therapy. You set the setting to numb the pain, and you and it sinks into your muscles. You feel it.
Actually, I'll change it. I'll take out my alchemy kit since that's more what I'm going, and I'll just like quickly put together just out of random stuff that I find. There's this most disgusting looking salve ever, and then use that.
Yeah, we'll say it was already prepared. It was definitely already prepared. You're not going to be able to whip this up in 6 seconds of combat. So you basically pull out a vial that you already, set aside for a situation such as this. And instead of, giving it to someone how you intended, you essentially shoot it back, and you feel it immediately bolster your entire physique. And you feel one of your wounds begin to seal, but not all of them. So that is your turn. This Harvester Golem, he's going to make an intelligence check to see who his next target is. As his entire body is like whirling, like and he's looking for whoever has the controller.
God damn it.
Yep. And so he's basically
-4. Holy shit.
Yep. He's going to whirl around into this whirlwind type spin towards you. He doesn't have advantage, but he is going to stab directly at you, leaping towards you. Salvatore, is there anything you can do?
Can I make an attack of opportunity?
No.
Oh,
I mean, I will do whatever I can, but we can leave it off for now right now, but like it looks like it uses my blood for the blood of curse of binding. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with their blood.
Oh, I see. Let me double check, because that honestly would change his entire turn if you are correct. So I will ensure that is the case. So be right back.
To be continued.
To see whether or not Laszlo dies.
Oh, wait. Did I give you my infusion stuff?
No, I asked for it in Discord. Also, we didn't have a short rest or long rest before that, so.
No,
Creatures that do not have blood in their bodies are immune to blood curses unless you have amplified the curse. So, for example, if you're a ghost slayer, they have like a passive that makes it to where ghosts and undead are affected by it. So, unfortunately, and this is for your benefit, elementals will eventually be able to be affected by your blood curses because that is the subclass that you're choosing.
Okay.
However,
it just doesn't say anything about that in like my little synopsis here. That's all. No worries.
Not in Blood Curse of Binding, but if you were to look through these two, and this is for everyone's reference, if you want to just look what Blood Hunter can do, I believe the first one, Blood Maledict, I should say it. Or which one was I looking at? Yeah, it's in the second paragraph. But no, these are questions that should be asked because you are playing a Matt Merthier class, so we want to make sure that is very well balanced. So the Harvester Golem is going to attack Laszlo with full force, and yeah, you're downed.
And I did tell you it was the infusion on my crossbow.
Yeah, that's one of 4, so I just want to know what your other 3 are, that's all.
Well, I can't use the other
nasty.
3.
Looks real nasty.
Great. And yeah, we already put in that first infusion crossbow, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So that is the Harvester Golem's turn. Bruce, you had picked up the scent, so you can totally make your way there. I will say that you were right here. That was your position. Because you were looking at footsteps.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like to see, so let's go. That's 15 feet. Wait, I'm stuck on the wall.
You're clipping.
What the fuck?
You should be able to move now.
Hold on, no, there's a really annoying little pip that keeps coming up. There we go. Okay, so it's 15. Who's this? Kai. Okay.
Just hanging out.
And so I can be like
Follow me. We gotta see what's going on.
And then I'll get here. I can't see it from here. Oh, I
Yeah.
can see it from here.
You can, however, nope, there's a door currently sealed.
Oh,
You,
fuck my life.
however, can try to open the door. So there is kind of like a little wire, little doohickey next to the door itself. You are totally able to reach it. So I would like for you to make a check that you will discern. So how would you like to do
I
it?
want to elbow the circuit box.
That is exactly what I was hoping you'd do. So make a unarmed strike against the door.
So I don't know if Kai is aware that he is moving all over the map and that we're in combat. So I don't know if we're supposed to be.
It's token.
Like,
I
it's the same
told him
place.
his whole turn he is basically getting there, so he's not able to do anything on his turn. So he has free reign there. However, Bruce,
No,
Bruce
I'm
is
confused.
yeah, no worries. Bruce essentially, yeah, Kai currently out of breath trying to catch up to Bruce. Bruce walks up to the door, notices it's closed, doesn't even take a moment's notice, and elbows his configuration on the side of the door, and the door immediately fling shoots straight up. You can currently see Laszlo in a pool of blood on the floor, and Salvatore taking a deep breath, looking at the body, and then just assuming his fighting stance. Moliere is currently pissing himself. But yeah, you can see all this.
All right. That's all I got.
Okay. Kai, you spent your full turn getting there. However, you dashed as an action, so I will say you are in the door frame, and you have your bonus action. If there's anything you'd like to do.
Okay, I'm in the door frame. I'm going to move back. Sorry, I was trying to distinguish that I wasn't there yet. I just messed myself up.
That's okay. I got you. I will find your token.
Yeah. I will say a whisper to the spirits and cast healing word on last.
You disappeared, bro. Where did you go?
He's
there you
right
go.
by the door.
I go?
Oh, yeah, there he is. Cool. Yeah, you can see Laszlo's body. However, you're completely out of breath. You have no action. So you do have your bonus action.
That's healing word is a bonus action.
Healing word is a bonus action.
Yep. It was a pop quiz and you passed. So go ahead and use it.
Here we go. Just
All
enough.
Sick.
So 4 points of healing there. As Laszlo takes a deep breath. Oh, coming back. Is that your turn?
That's my turn. That's all I can do.
All right, Alonso, hearing the commotion, what would you like to do? It will take your full action to get there, dashing. You'll have your bonus.
Gotcha. Silly question, maybe. Can I use a reaction to see if Milo looks like he would come with me when I say, "Come on, let's go"?
I'm in charge. And he's like, come on, let's go. And he's actually taking a good pace heading that direction.
Okay, cool. I was gonna pick him up if not. Cool.
Oh, okay.
So,
You have 8 strength and you're encumbered. So by the way, you have 15 feet per round.
no, I know. Oh wait, I can only move 15.
Yeah, you have minus 10 feet because you're encumbered.
Oh, so I did actually. I wanted to bring that up, and I guess I should have talked about that like before we got to combat, because I know I sound like a jackass now. But
I just remembered too.
I just wanted to drop off some like rope or some rations on somebody, because I literally need to get rid of like a little bit.
I know.
It's like I'm good to go. So I definitely.
I just threw that stuff away.
So, yeah,
Too, baby.
you can drop, I'll say your backpack with all of your, your adventuring gear. We'll say you dropped it, if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Because it needs to be something easy to drop, and that's the only thing other than like your bedroll. I guess you could drop your bedroll if you wanted.
Listen, man, the way I've described my character, he's got his bow strapped across his back. As long as I can have my bow and my quiver, that is all I care that I have on me. That is his thing, and he'll drop his guitar if he needs to. Like if it's like serious, get down, like time to get funky situation, like guitar's coming off, backpack's coming off, like he'll be naked if he needs to be. Like it doesn't matter.
Oh,
like,
true.
He's out there. Yeah. So
yeah, I just think it's fun because we never really used encumbrance rules. So I'll say your bedroll. You pull out your bedroll and you fling it aside, and it's basically like Goku removing his weighted straps, and you basically are able to pass Milo in the hallway, doing like a brisk Forrest Gump type run.
Doing a brisk 25 feet movement.
Yeah.
Dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Yep, and now do another 5 as your action.
Oh, right.
For dash. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And yeah, I will hold an action to see if there's any like enemies, and I'll just hold an arrow ready for an enemy as soon as it comes
Sounds
to the
good.
corner.
All right, Salvatore, you are no longer frightened. I'm unable to take the icon off without refreshing everybody, so I'll do that. I also have to pee, so if anybody wants to take a super short break.
Yeah.
No, I want to keep going.
Nope, too late.
Hold your.
I'm peeing myself.
Mm-mm.
I'll take over for you.
All right,
Go for it.
GM Dylan, let's go.
The golem commits suicide.
Yeah, we all level up, right?
He's overwhelmed with grief.
How could I have done this? He says.
It is interesting how you have gained emotions in such a short period.
It's the power of friendship.
I like
We
this
all
guy.
jump up, high five, and do like the leg kick in the air as it freeze frames out.
We
And
won
then
the
we,
game.
and then we wake up from our fever dream.
Dylan, I know I can't see you, but I just imagine it's Nathan Fielder on the other side. Because those are the vibes I'm getting.
Okay, I'm here.
Go.
Now we're waiting for Allan.
That's
Oh, and we refreshed.
I'll wait for everybody to refresh and we can pick up. As far as I know, he might be smoking a bowl. So, oh, there he is, and he's back.
He smoked it really fast.
You don't know Allan that well.
Yeah, Allan is like super fast with those.
Right, Allan?
What?
What?
Right.
We were just saying you might be smoking a bowl. That's all.
Oh no.
And that was more than enough time for you to smoke one if you wanted to.
No, not nearly. Not nearly. I take my time.
You enjoy yourself, okay.
All right, so Salvatore, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Ooh, I am still loading up, but I'm going to use my Rite of Flame. And I have to wait till I'm loaded, I guess.
That's fair. It's a big.
just
It's a big.
describe
map.
it in very, very fine detail.
Yeah, describe what Rite of Flame looks like to you. How about that question?
Ooh. I clasp my rune, and then I remember the rage I felt seeing my family slaughtered. Using that, I was able to channel the power of the flame. It runs down my arm and into my sword. You see the sword, my rapier, ignite in flames as it points towards my target. And then I unleash my rage in such a way that it gives it 2+ damage.
So, activating Rite of Flame, it channels your blood, and basically all of your blood cells kind of like burst alight. You take 2 points of fire damage the very first time you use Rite of Flame, but until you rest, it is active. So you have taken 2 points of fire damage, but your blade begins to flicker with this blood-drawn flame that echoes throughout your body. So essentially every attack you feel like this whirl of fire kind of like guiding your blade. And so go ahead and attack the Harvester Golem. You are currently in range.
Nice.
All right, so 23 to hit, 11 piercing damage, and then the 2 fire damage, you watch as it coalesces around its body, but you understand now that it is immune to fire damage.
Fuck. I really have a hard time understanding these automatons.
God damn it. I didn't know I would have such a hard time playing with Caleb with an accent on a character because Hershey was so dang vanilla. And you with an accent, man, you're so dang funny, Caleb. God damn
It's
it.
amazing.
So, meanwhile, the light is literally flickering on and off. So this is very horror movie-esque. So the door has come strewing up behind you. Salvatore, you do meanwhile look behind you and you notice that both Kai and Bruce are basically backing you all up. The healing word kind of like an angelic presence that illuminates. Or how would you describe your healing word, by the way, Dylan?
I would say
Ties.
it's like me asking some healing spirits for a favor, and
What's your word?
So
the word
you didn't like spit on him because you're a water genocide.
not necessarily no. More spiritual
Yes.
kind of. I'm asking for some help from my friend here.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's basically you take a quick moment noticing your friend on the floor coated in blood, just to ask the nature spirits for guidance, especially those that you've communed with, whatever
Nice.
sea creatures or fish, mammals, dolphins, whales. Like, what would you say is a beast or mammal, aquatic creature, for example, that you've maybe like found a kinship with? How about that question?
A whale,
Whales,
like a humpback whale, would
Humpback
be
whales.
my go-to.
I sense a great evil behind it.
Yeah. And so your somatic components, being a quick humpback, sends this healing energy to Laszlo. Just kidding, just memeing. So Laszlo's healed. That was a while ago. I just wanted to help visualize it for everyone. Meanwhile, Salvatore. No freebies. So Salvatore, you can move if you like. You still have your movement.
Ooh, I move in front of Laszlo.
Okay.
Like
So
somewhat of a shield.
yeah, you're giving Laszlo cover at the moment. So Moliere, meanwhile, should I fix the lights or kill the golem? And so if anyone wants to
Fix the lights!
whoever wants to expend their reaction can tell Moliere what to do. How about that question?
Oh no, it's
Fix
so
the
much better that they
lights!
both say it.
I use my reaction.
Wait, you're fucking hurt, dude. You can't react. Or I mean, I guess you can. I don't know.
All right, he's going to decide to fix the lights, and so he's going to be he's going to look at the lights, and he basically does the same thing that Laszlo had done, and takes out a hammer and like taps it just very gently, and there's a crack that emanates, a new crack on this crystal. Nope, that wasn't it. I'll try again.
Hammer the other side as well.
Stupid.
You can see he's literally like crying, and it's mixing with his sweat. That's his turn. Laszlo, it's your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna be like, all right, this is all you guys. Thanks, and I'm gonna disengage.
Okay.
Fuck out of here. Oh, what's up?
Oh, I
and
definitely almost put a bolt right past him.
I'm going to, because I still have that controller, right?
Yeah, you do have the controller on you.
And see if I can fix it.
Where did you
Okay.
find the controller?
He's giving it.
Moliere had it, and so he gave it to Laszlo, who we assumed was, like Goblin Tinkerer stuff. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and so using the Tinkerer's tool, you don't get to see it, but you're basically running away while like figuring it out. So I would like you to input 4 commands in the same way as a Konami code.
Oh, I was gonna actually look up the Konami.
No,
code. I don't know.
you're not doing the actual Konami code. 4 commands using the same ones: up, down, A, B, A, B.
All right, I'm gonna do.
I'm actually gonna roll for random D4s.
Left, right, A, B.
All right, put it in the chat just so I have it.
How do I do? Just whatever.
Left, right, A, B. And so the analog stick, you finally get that correct movement of it. It's now very fluid in its motion. So you do a quick left, right, A, B, and you watch Salvatore as this golem just does a quick dun dun, chicka chicka, and it uses its reaction to attack you.
Left, right, chicka chicka.
17 to hit.
I just looked it up and I was totally wrong.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing. I was just saying he can use from those left, right, up, down, A, B, A, B. It's not actual Konami code that he's using.
I was about to say, I'm like a quick quiz.
Yep. However, you will have advantage on your next Tinker's tools if you're using the controller. So, meanwhile, you do take 17 to hit, so 7 piercing damage, Salvatore.
Me? Okay.
Yep, Salvatore. Which, by the way, Salvatore, for your benefit, you can use a shield should you choose to purchase one.
And I already took 2 fire damage, right?
Correct.
Or I already took 2 damage. Okay, so 8, 9.
And in the future, this is for Salvatore's benefit, you will gain resistance to fire damage when you have more runes. So that fire, trade-off won't be so different, so difficult. So yeah, right now you feel the fire and you feel the full effects of it. So yeah, 9 total damage as this Harvester Golem basically does like a quick Macarena and then stabs you. So...
Bye! You son of a bitch.
So the Harvester Golem is going to actually try to escape. So you have your reaction.
Can I
What's
use
up?
my reaction
To do what?
Control him? To prevent him from escaping. Basically,
Make an art.
just like
You're not looking at him, which is the problem. You ran away. You're around the corner. Yeah, so you don't understand that he's trying to escape.
Can I just use my reaction to keep mashing buttons?
Yes, you may. Make an Arcana check.
No.
Or a Tinker's check.
I'll do a tinker. Well, actually, I'm pretty efficient at both of them.
If it's under 10,
Nat 20, bitch.
Yeah. So the Harvester Golem, basically trying to take control of its body, which is now being automated by some ethereal force, turns around and begins to move towards the vent. However, a unknown entity controls it, and it just stops. It's currently like frozen, like on pause mode. So Bruce, it's your turn.
Oh, I thought I got a reaction.
Okay.
It didn't move. It basically turned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I react with?
All right.
No, it didn't leave your striking range.
Sick. Okay, I want to. I'll round the corner. So that's 15 because I'm moving through a friend, and I want to try to jump on the thing and get my hands around its arms and just kind of grapple it.
Okay, so this metal body, you can see it has very jagged edges. Go ahead and make whatever check you need to grapple. I believe it's athletics.
Hold on, let me double check because I haven't done this yet in a while.
James just helped remind
I
me
think
that allies
it's
are
either just
difficult terrain.
strength or athletics.
Yeah, I completely
What is it?
forgot that too.
You just
When you want to
reminded
grapple,
me that.
use an attack action. A strength athletics. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's always strength versus either strength or dex.
Right, and it is considered an attack. So your grapple is going to be contested by my athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
It's a hearty 8. It's a hearty 8 right there.
Yeah,
It's
James,
hardy.
I was saying that you reminded us that that players, like your allies, while you can move through them, are difficult terrain. That's
Yep.
that's what I forgot in my campaign. But
So,
rough.
Yeah, unfortunately, his metal body is just too rigid. You can't really get your arms on like good joints in order to take him down.
All right. Shit. That's really all I can do.
That was an attack, so I will say. Well, you don't have key. Never mind. But I think you can still make an unarmed strike, though.
I have to make like a. I think it has to be with a monk weapon. If you want to give me an unarmed, I'll take it.
No, fuck you. It's not. Your turn's over.
Okay.
JK. But yeah, unfortunately, your bonus action. Yeah, you don't even get cunning action from rogue stuff, so I don't think you have much to use.
Not yet.
So, yeah.
Nope.
So, what would you like to do, Kai?
Kai, am I able to get to a position where I'm in front of everybody and just the Harvester Golem's in front of me?
So right now, both, I guess, squares where the door would be, basically the threshold, are taken up by Salvatore and Bruce. So the Harvester Golem is able to reach them.
Stand.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I can't stand on top of Salvatore, basically.
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
You can piggyback.
Damn. No. The
No.
yeah. I am going to do then. What am I gonna do? I'm going to cast Entangle
Ooh.
on the guy here, just to see what that does. Where's my?
Don't use blood. It does not have blood.
It does not have blood. It will not use blood. Oh, Moliere's in there. That. Wait, where'd my little box go?
Okay.
I lost.
So your little box, it will be a spell template. I can make it for you if it disappeared, but depending on what tool you're currently using. So on the left side is all your tools. So that would be like the second one. It has like this little L-shaped ruler.
Okay, there we go. I scrolled over and it disappeared. It's 20 feet. I don't necessarily want to get Moliere in there, but if I have to, I will. I'm just maybe right here. Okay, I'm going crazy with that. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm helping.
So I cast Entangle and try to trap the Harvester Golem in a big pool of seaweed and such.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, and so the idea is you don't want your allies to be in it, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so... What's up?
Unfortunately, Moliere looks like he might be, but...
Yeah, essentially the entire room where electricity is basically being run through this central matrix crystal, springing out to these 4 different stones that are kind of like channeling the energy. You watch as these roots basically pierce through the wooden floorboard, grabbing on to the Harvester Golem and Moliere. They're both going to be making, it looks like, strength saving throws.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, both of them fail as the roots begin to wrap around
Nice.
each of their legs, preventing them from moving.
They are now restrained.
Nice.
And that is my turn.
Okay. So Alonso, you watch as Laszlo is basically head down, punching with his tinkerer tools at this remote control in his hands. Do you ask questions or do you?
No, I'm running by him, but I am asking as I'm running. What's going on? And so that was 15 right there.
He used his reaction. You can't say anything. You're too focused.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, that was the.
So yeah, you peer inside the room. I
He
will
used his
say
reaction to turn it around, right, on his turn. That's what he did.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
on the Harvester Golem's turn, he turned. He used his reaction essentially to roll a natural 20
Nice.
and
That's
freeze
awesome.
the
No,
golem.
I
yeah.
saw the natural 20. I wasn't sure if that's what's for. Nice. All right. Okay. My apologies. Come around the corner. I see this. I am. First of all, I appreciate the vines and the seaweed. I'm a fan of the whole nature thing. Nice. I like it. Good stuff. And I would be able to attack that golem, right? It just might have cover because I'm shooting through my allies.
Yeah, you'll have to thread the needle.
All right, I'm willing to go for it, and I'm gonna do a hunter's mark on it. And my hunter's mark, if you'll allow for my flavor on it, is because it's something that only affects like my damage. I imagine it's something only I can see, and it's kind of like a little like pocket, like a dimensional pocket between me and the target that I mark. And when I fire my arrow and it hits that dimensional pocket, it accelerates it like to light speed and just slams into the target for that extra 1d6 damage.
Have you ever played Fortnite?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if you play Fortnite, when you're swinging your pickaxe, little targets pop up, and when you hit those targets, like you get a little bonus to your damage. Anyway,
Important.
yeah, you're Fortnite.
You gotta floss on them after you hit them.
Yep.
Yeah, wait till you see. Yeah, let me actually shoot it here. First of all, I'm talking real cool stuff here. Let me do the 100 mark, and do that. So there's the Hunter's Mark. And then... Oh, well, I wasn't rolling the damage for that. I would like to say, my bad, I was just casting the spell. I will roll the damage in a moment.
As long as you hit him, it shouldn't be a problem.
For sure, right. I gotta hit him first. Longbow. Wow, no, I did not hit him.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Unfortunately not. You basically channel, you're now concentrating on hitting him. You notice like this target appears on his body.
Don't
He is restrained.
He's restrained, so you have advantage on attack rolls.
I am farther than 5 feet away, so that's perfect. Alright, let's see. Wait. This is any attack rolls against it, right? That's how restrained works?
Yeah, I'm double checking.
Yep.
Attack rolls against, have advantage. So go ahead and try again.
He's not moving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the second arrow, first arrow flies true. Basically, wanted curves around your allies, hitting the mark that you set up beforehand, dealing an extra point of damage. But this arrow sinks true.
Oh, you misunderstood what I was saying. The pocket of space is between me and the target. It's not on the target, and my arrow hits that pocket of space and accelerates to then hit the target. Sorry, just that's what when the Fortnite thing didn't make sense to me. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, the Fortnite thing made sense to 0 people outside of myself. So we're ditching the Fortnite thought. That never happened.
I'm sorry. That's why I was confused, and that's my envisioning of it was yes.
Yeah, whatever you're envisioning, that's how it works. So also, if you noticed, I have like a little aura on him. So if you see that aura, that is your currently marked target. So
he's wavering. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so you basically see the flow that your arrow needs to have like that proper projectile kind of like force. And so as it flies true, it basically finds this groove in between Salvatore and Bruce, and it kind of like creates this new version of like, I don't know, warp speed sinking straight through its neck. Dealing the full 9 damage. Actually, this golem does have resistances.
Sorry, DM. I wasn't asking you to re-describe it again. I was just letting you know.
Too late. Everybody gets one. He doesn't have any resistances, so he does take the full 9 damage. Outside of like magic. So you watch as like bolts and pieces begin to like pour out of this newfound hole created by Alonso.
Yay.
Okay, Salvatore. He is currently in front of you, and he's still like currently immobile. Not only did he stop as he was trying to get away from you, now roots have like sprouted and rooted him in place. You have advantage on any attacks you make.
Well, I will try and strike at the same spot that my friend Alonso did.
Go ahead and try again. Just in case you get a crit. And the higher number will take that damage. Yeah, you do have advantage. That was a higher...
Wow.
You
really shoved it in there good.
Yeah, the 6 piercing damage. However, basically he's not moving, and you're waiting for like that opportunity strike to happen, and you just like poke at him as he's standing still. You do poke at a weak spot, but you don't really get much damage.
This strange robot does not move. I do not understand this thing. He has no blood. What? He has no blood. It does not make no sense.
Meanwhile, the lights are still flickering on and off. I should have given everyone disadvantage for like blindness, but Moyer does fix them this turn, unless he fucks up again. Come on, Moyer.
Who doesn't have dark vision? Probably our human or a Genasi, right?
Let me see.
Goblin doesn't see him. Yeah, human and Genasi do not see him. But that's okay. They didn't really do anything that would need that.
Right.
I just
I'm
cast
just curious.
a spell in the room.
Yep. Laszlo, meanwhile, you currently have this controller in your hands. What would you like to do?
Did I hear God, what's his name? What's your character's name? Salvatore. Did I hear Salvatore say that the golem wasn't moving?
Make an insight check. Because you're currently running for your life, mind you. You basically had a near-death experience.
Yeah, I just wanted to get out of the room.
Also, look for the
that was almost a 20.
Yep. Yeah, you understand that, the fight is turning in your ally's favor.
All right, so I want to like not do that. I want to like kind of like peek around the corner a bit to see the golem just standing there.
Yeah, you're currently sharing a space with Alonso. You cannot end your turn there.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to, while I'm peeking around the corner, I want to like just hit the buttons again on the controller, see if I can find a way to like shut down the golem or make it do at least a little dance before shutting down.
Sure, make a Tinker's check.
Okay.
James, I sent you a message for
Yeah,
your
unfortunately,
rogue.
your eyes are locked on this entity.
On Discord?
Discord, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, your eyes are locked on this entity, and as you're pushing buttons, waiting for it to act and react, you notice that the roots themselves are preventing it from doing anything. So every button you're pushing doesn't really have like an effect immediately, and so it feels as though you're losing traction on controlling this robot.
All right. And that's my action, right?
Yes.
And I shall just move back around here.
To safety.
Yeah. That'll be my turn.
Sounds good. Great. So currently being restrained, I believe the robot has to make a check to get out of that. So I will double check. Creature strength check against it.
Yep.
And yeah, it uses an action. So what it's going to do is it's basically still turned away from you all, trying to head towards the vent itself, trying to escape. It's going to try and break out using a strength save. And it does so. So it essentially pulls itself out of these roots and such, and it's going to start heading away from Salvatore. It's going to use its nimble escape, being an imposter, and it disengages from you, so no opportunity strikes. However, it is currently standing on the vent. It had used all of its movement and its action to peel through these roots. So it is currently on the vent, trying to pull it up and out. And essentially the vent is open. It is preparing to jump down into it. Bruce, it is your turn. There are roots currently being strewn about the room itself.
Okay. Where's the fucker? He's trying to get in the vent?
Yeah, he's currently on top of the vent. Yep. And the lights are now back on.
Sick. Alright, so I'll get up on him. Churao! And then let's do a roundhouse kick to the boy.
Yes.
Nice.
Great. And so it is difficult terrain. However, you're full of movement. You're able to bridge the gap. And so with your bat knuckles, describe how you pummel this pumpkin-headed harvester golem.
Well, yeah, I guess I would start with, like, I'm a big fan of the Superman punch. So, running up, whoosh, decking down on him, and then finishing it off with a roundhouse. So I'll do bonus action on him.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, so without a doubt, you basically clothesline this pumpkin-headed bitch, and you slam him into the ground, basically removing its head from its body. And then with an elbow drop, kadunk, taking it to the ground, the roots swallowing it whole. You watch as you essentially overkilled it, and so there are now bits and pieces strewn about the floor. Combat's over.
All right.
Cool.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'll,
Has it stopped moving? Is it gone now?
It is beyond
Safe?
repair as you enter the room, Laszlo.
Where'd you get that remote, Laszlo?
Damn, you like
I
read
mean-
my mind on what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I immediately run up and I grasp Moliere by his coat, and I say, like, where the heck did you find the controller?
Listen, wait, why did that controller do anything? I've never even seen it in my life. And you can tell, make an insight check, Salvatore. I don't know what you can tell.
You can tell that you need to make an insight check.
Yeah. Clearly, Moliere is out of his jurisdiction. He has no idea what just happened, nor how he had contributed to what just happened.
Well, where did you get the remote, Moliere?
Well, you see, I found it by the engine when I came back immediately. It was the very first thing I saw.
The very first thing you saw from the engine.
When?
Well, maybe. Okay, this was after Audrey was killed. Yes, Audrey, very nice lady. I learned a lot from Audrey. When she was taken out, so to speak, I came back to my position and I found this controller.
Was there anyone unaccounted for?
We all,
Is there anyone perhaps in medical that was unaccounted for? Perhaps
Did someone not show up to the meeting?
all right, listen. Do you think we can trust Moliere?
I don't know who we can trust.
Moliere seems like
I thought he was simply a stooge, but now I see he's simply an idiot.
Okay, well,
I'm offended.
then I think that actually I can let you all know that the doctor was not in the quarters where he was supposed to be earlier when they everybody told him to go back to their positions. He was not where he was supposed to be, and I think that's where we need to look out. And I think that we need to go as a group right now and go speak with him.
Let's have a talk with the doctor.
What is Milo?
We go to Milo.
Wait, hold on a second. Milo was right behind me in the hall. So hold on. I'm gonna go back out real quick. I found Milo. Milo.
Yeah, Milo's breathing heavily, having watched like murder happen. Also, the blood pouring out of the goblin. He's kind of like hyperventilating. You can tell that he has a problem seeing blood. So he's essentially there, but not all there, if you catch my drift.
All right, good, you're not
It's
dead.
simply hydraulic fluid. It's not really blood. I tried. There's no blood in that thing.
Oh god, I've seen blood, Salvatore. I've seen blood. I know that's blood.
It's hydraulic fluid. Trust me. I am specialty is blood.
Make a persuasion check, Salvatore.
Where's Laszlo?
I want to be checking the parts or checking the golem, seeing if there's any parts that I could use for something else.
I'm not very persuasive.
Sure, Laszlo, make an investigation check with disadvantage because this. Yeah,
it's pretty beaten up.
The
Yeah.
moment that I see that he didn't come with us to find Milo, I run back. So I'm just I'm making sure that he's okay because I know that he just about got murdered.
So you are able to salvage probably one of the joints of the golem itself. It seems to still be in like working order, but the rest of it was just kind of like smashed or bent during combat, or like the roots themselves kind of like degraded the joints. But this one seemed to be okay. So one harvester golem joint.
Okay.
However, Dr.
Components.
Sweet. So Salvatore was trying to persuade Milo. Who was able to get to Dr. Sweet first? We'll say that.
Well, if you look at my avatar, I definitely was able to get there.
You unfortunately spent your time persuading Milo. So
after I saw Milo was alive, and then that we weren't together as a group, I went back to the Laszlo. So if I didn't, I would be asking Laszlo let's go, and would Laszlo be coming with me?
Laszlo is Laszlo's going through the golem parts. He's occupied.
All right. I'm still with you. I don't want to leave anybody alone.
I'll be there shortly.
I just want to say I didn't want to try that hard to persuade him, but I get you.
So basically, between Kai and Bruce, like what would you want to do? Kai, we'll start with Kai. Kai's what's Kai doing?
Who was going to Dr. Sweet? Why were we talking about him?
Everyone's sus of Dr. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm a little lost, honestly.
Because he was gone when Alonso went by the medic room.
Yeah, I remember the very beginning.
The tool that I used to control the golem was left in the engineering room.
Okay.
But neither of the engineers know what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you guys know that, but I know that.
I'll go check on Dr. Sweet, who wants to come with me.
I want to go too, but I'll bring Milo with us.
Let's go, Milo.
Okay, so this is going to be Bruce and Kai. Milo, meanwhile, is trying to be persuaded by Salvatore to, stop hyperventilating because he was just seeing blood. It's not, he's very squeamish, as you can tell. He's kind of a puss. However, Dr. Sweet, you can tell he's actually putting on what appears to be a backpack. So Kai and Bruce, go ahead and make perception checks.
Wait, where's Dr. Sweet?
Near the medic bay. It's up here.
Oh, so okay. Perception.
Oh, jeez.
All right, gentlemen. I just need to get something in storage. Could you watch over these here corpses? Cookie, I put him down for a sleep, so he'll be up in just a second. Please and thank you. And he's actually going to roll in a persuasion check because you all just fought through combat. So, Kai, you have the benefit here. Is there anything you want to do?
Dr. Sweet, you were not at all interested in my help with helping Cookie recover, and it seems like you have no interest at all in helping these people who are here.
I beg to differ. I ensured that they were stabilized.
So where are you heading off to at the moment?
Like I said, I need to get some more, things from storage to ensure that they resuscitate properly.
So, despite Cookie being awake and smoking last I left here, you now have him put down again?
Well, yeah, I gave him some NyQuil. It's these mushrooms that I found. Kita handed over to me. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I remember that those were poisonous?
Wait, where are we? Are we in the med bay or are we still by Milo?
Yeah, Bruce, you're backing up Kai, who's in the med bay. So Kai...
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, because his token is down. I thought we were still in the hallway. I was really confused.
That's okay. So Kai, you vaguely remember that those mushrooms that Kita had were poisonous.
Which mushrooms exactly did you say you were giving him?
The healing kind? I'm no druid, Mr. Kai. I mean, it's clear that you know your stuff. If you'd like to take a look, they're right there next to Cookie's bed rest.
Now, I don't seem to remember there being any healing kind of mushrooms that Kita was so keen on showing us, given how excited she was. So, what kind of mushroom did you say that was again?
I said it was the healing kind. And he's going to cast Charm Person on you. Arcana check from Bruce to understand what's happening as Dr. Sweet tries to charm you, and a wisdom save from Kai.
Hey.
It's a 17.
Hey.
My favorite Kai.
Yeah. And so, Kai, you don't even acknowledge that he casted a spell on you. And Bruce, like, you're already, like, fist is clenched. Fistuses. Yeah. Your fistuses are clenched at the moment. And I have to give you the new macro for your costume. Oh, there you go. Yeah, and so you watch as Dr. Sweet makes like an incantation type motion towards Kai. Kai not even reacting, but you understand that it was, an aggressive maneuver. So Bruce, you'll get the first reaction. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't really get much say in that matter. All right. What can I do for you, gentlemen?
What are you doing here? Why are you trying to kill everybody?
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah. And so as you're pushing him up, you watch as you're squaring up against his larynx, and he can't breathe for a split second. But you give him that moment to respond.
It's not
up for you to decide who lives and who dies.
Who's paying you?
I don't do this for money.
You just want to watch the world burn.
Oh my god.
Chaos surrounds us all, Bruce.
I want to try to pin him to the ground.
Okay.
This is beautiful.
Oh,
You watch as actually make a perception check, Kai, as Bruce is trying to pin him against the wall. So you notice him try to swallow something.
can I help try to restrain him with some rope, perhaps?
Sure. Yeah, with rope, you're able to restrain him for sure. So that's your full action. And so Bruce, yeah, you are able to. What are you trying to do exactly?
I want to get information out of him. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get evil talk.
Yeah. What would you like to ask him?
Would we have been able to?
Yeah. Now everyone else is there. Everyone else is there.
Okay.
Just
I
now
definitely would
arriving.
find the-
Yeah.
Okay.
Kai has currently restrained him, and Bruce is kind of got like the knee to the neck, asking questions.
Yeah. I'll be like,
Where was that golem going?
I mean, and he's like still trying to breathe barely. The golem was only part of a bigger equation.
You better start giving me solid answers.
and I'll backhand him.
Okay, make an unarmed strike.
Kai,
Sick.
get to the wounded. Make sure they're all right. I'm gonna get in there with them, and I'm gonna run in there with them, and like get to them and try to do a medicine check on the people that are like laying there. That's okay.
Sure. So
I will also help and just be like,
yeah.
out of the way. I am an actual doctor here. I'll take a look at them.
Yep. So go ahead and stand by whichever target you want to try and help.
Okay. Sure thing.
I'll take a look at Cookie since he seems to have.
Yeah, I was
taken
about to say I was gonna do
prisoners.
Audrey.
Okay. And yeah, Kai, you've basically finished restraining him. Bruce, you have backhanded him. 18, yeah, 5 damage. Basically causing like him to spit out blood. I work for no one other than the chaos. And Salvatore, you're walking up on this.
What do you mean the
I
chaos?
want to check his wrists and the back of his neck for any sort of symbol or like a brand or something.
Sure, make an investigation check. And what are you asking, Salvatore?
Was it? The chaos. What do you mean by this? Is this an organization? Is this a belief system simply for you?
So I'm gonna see if I have a picture for this.
This is have anything to do with water elementals. I kind of have like a thing for them.
I can assure you it has nothing to do with water elementals.
Special class for the water boy. You don't know. This could be fresh water.
Oh, fresh water is
You-
dangerous.
It comes from the mountains. It flows down. It's
Wait,
not
does
like
it?
the ocean. The ocean is natural. This water comes from up high. Very dangerous water.
Ooh. Okay, so Bruce, you find this sign on his chest. I'll share it.
I'm just realizing I yelled at Kai to like help the injured, and then ran to the injured, like shoved Kai out of the way. Nasty. I love it, Elliot. That's awesome.
And so, Salvatore, as you're kind of like, how would you describe your interrogation of him? As Bruce is leading the interrogation, you basically step in and do your own type of interrogation.
I am just asking questions. Also, but very roughly. But Bruce obviously seems to be doing all the beating parts, so I don't need to do much of it. Bruce is hitting him. Hey, Mr. Sweet, don't you worry. I pat him gently on the head.
Yeah.
He's okay. And I feed him a sugar cube.
Gaia help you. Gaia help you. And
Sweet, Dr. Sweet, you like sweets. Here's a sugar cube.
before he opens his mouth, you watch him have this gulping motion. And he begins to foam at the mouth.
Oh shit! That's what those medicine checks are for.
Yep. And this time he succeeded.
I swear, that was not the sugar cube. That was not me.
Poor timing. Wow.
So,
I'll back up a little bit.
so yeah, he explodes. And he grows in size.
Oh, the true mark of an enemy. The growing size.
He grows in size. But no, I tried to hint at it that he was trying to swallow something. But
Yeah, he said that earlier.
yeah, and so you watch as he foams at the mouth, and he basically collapses into a heap. More or less, like you understand that chaos was a word he was throwing about, and he had that mark on his chest.
Yeah.
Does this mean anything to you, Waterboy?
Does this mean anything to me?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
Did you make that, Elliot?
Google made it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's little watermarks in it.
Yeah.
I do not
Well,
know
no,
anything about it.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately not. Yeah, unfortunately not. No, disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. You might have heard things about chaos, and everyone hearing the word chaos, make a religion check.
Mm.
It just looks very much like a astrology thing. It looks really close to one. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
This means nothing to me.
So Alonso, I will I'll send you a whisper, and then you can play this off as you will.
All right. I'm normally not good at intelligence stuff either, so I'll try to do it.
Yeah, I'll be making it vague, and you can interpret it how you want.
Perfect.
I'm
Vaguer
sorry.
the better.
I'm sorry, Waterboy. I still have my reservations.
Yeah, chaos opposite of Gaia. Yep, that's right. It's like I just like literally say it out loud. Oh, chaos is the opposite of Gaia.
Do you mean
That's
like
it?
Tiamat?
That's all I know, man.
No.
But I just a thought that came to mind, man.
Chaos.
That, I don't know. It's like something that comes to my dreams at night. No, I mean not like that, but there's sometimes I get little memories, little bubbles of information that just come up, and it's just I don't know, man. It just came up from nowhere.
You should talk to somebody about that.
Oh well, my mom was a druid,
Sound
so
healthy.
it might have been my mother's natural spirit. But I'll sure talk to somebody about her connection that I still have to my dead mother. Make sure to get that taken care of. Yep.
So as you all are talking,
Mommy issues.
at this point, Rourke actually walks up. Holy fucking Gaia, what happened here?
Dr. Sweet, he was the one responsible.
Chaos, my friend. Chaos.
Does the symbol mean anything to you?
How are you showing him the symbol? Did you literally skin the man?
No, well, did he turn into good skin?
No, he foamed at the mouth. His body's still there.
Yeah. So I'll show him the symbol.
Yeah, I didn't know how dark you wanted to get. So you basically turn over Dr. Sweet, and Rourke's now looking at his bloody, well, not even bloodied corpse, just like a couple bruises, and now he's like foaming at the mouth. You watch, all of his veins have turned like a dark black, and it's almost as if, his entire body just ceased to operate in a split second. And so Rourke's looking over at him. I can't tell you I was prepared for something of this nature, but Wow, this has been quite a trip. I hate to say I lost my doctor, but what you're telling me is that this guy was some kind of imposter.
Yep, most
Keep
definitely.
saying
Seems like it.
chaos. And we have
Yes.
plenty of our team could handle all the medical responsibilities until we get there.
Did I notice anything when they said chaos to him? If I noticed anything about his reaction to that?
He has zero inclination as to what chaos,
Okay.
Assumedly is. However, I believe one of you had a previous conversation with him. He does acknowledge that he knows. Well, back in Call Gaia, there's cultists, and the cultists, they operate the underworld there, and well, they go by the chaos cult. I believe that might have something to do with this.
That's gotta be it. Do you know what part of this they run?
Well, I wish I could assume, and let's see if he knows anything. What check would that be? I don't really deal with that underbelly bullshit. Everything I do is by the books. And well, the things I don't do by the books, well, they don't make it to the books.
Well, do you know why? One of them snuck onto your ship and infiltrated your crew and sicked a really deadly golem on everybody in the airship.
Well, I hate to admit it.
Joined within 2 hours.
Yes, I hate to admit it. This was a very impromptu operation. We just needed a couple crew men to operate this large ship. Most airships are not this size. And well, having a doctor on board, that seemed to make sense. Seems as though we didn't really look into his credentials. We just believed him for what he was. We failed our insight checks, as you might assume.
Clearly.
I
And
would
then
say blacklist Moriel. He's very uncomfortable.
Moliere?
Yeah.
Well, he's a cousin of mine. Fuck you, bro.
Fuck you, bro.
Gentlemen,
So...
Yes?
How's he your cousin? He's a dwarf, dude. What the fuck? What did your parents get into?
So as you all are kind of like quarreling, you hear Mrs. Packard's voice over the speaker go, "We're now docking, prepare for boarding," as you all arrive at Deep Rock Port.
You're not worth my time. I will leave you.
Is there any last things you'd like to do?
How are the people on
I want to-
the tables looking?
They are all stabilized. They are breathing. The only one dead from this entire journey was Dr. Sweet.
Yeah, I want to take
Thank
a look
God.
at him and his body and like see if I can figure out what that pill was that killed him.
Oh, alchemical.
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check. Or alchemy kit check.
I think they're both kind of the same.
Can I find like a pen and paper and just like jot down the symbol?
Allan, your microphone's spasm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was literally shaking my microphone dongles. That's probably why it was doing that.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that does that. So, Laszlo, you basically open up Dr. Sweet's jaw. You look inside, and it's almost as if tar is holding it together. And as you're peering inside, you look to see like this open capsule. And from what you can tell, is there's like some kind of black powder. Almost looks like soot came out of this capsule.
Do I have any empty jars or vials in my?
It's currently wet with saliva. You would not be able to salvage it. However, you can totally write in your notes, and you will have advantage on any relative checks to this type of substance.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll write in my notes.
Your Google Doc. Meanwhile, you all are docking at the moment. Milo basically stumbling over, looking at a dead body of Dr. Sweet, immediately throwing up. And we'll take a short break. I don't know how much later we're going to go tonight, guys. Yeah, so as you all arrive, you basically docked on the shore. This is Deep Rock Port. And you notice, just by this picture, hopefully you can all see it, correct?
Ooh.
So this is a good idea of what it looks like. So Deep Rock Port is more or less like the trading district for Deep Rock, the city. So it's more or less a large cave mouth on the side of a giant cliff. So if you're imagining like the Grand Canyon, so this is like an opening on the side of the Grand Canyon that ships are literally docking and unloading their cargo and just like being shipped off. The dock itself has room for about a dozen or so large vessels and a harbor for like twice as many small. And the large opening itself is where the town starts. There's a rim of docks jutting outward. So the threshold itself holds a row of stones, which you all can now identify as like Virgo engraved rune stones. And this threshold, all of these stones have like a vine that kind of like reaches up towards the ceiling of the cavern itself. So everybody make an Arcana check to just understand what that means.
I get a +1 on this. 12.
Damn it! I saw Dylan's dice and I thought it was mine. I was like, yeah, I did what? Oh.
Yeah, so both Salvatore and Kai basically explained to the rest of you that this kind of, and as you approach, it almost looks like a jail cell, like the bars of a jail cell. So there's maybe like 24 runestones, and each of them has a vine that extends from the ground to the ceiling. And so these vines act as almost like a barrier. Maybe it's for airships, but Kai and Salvatore have like this friendly banter, and you all are welcome to roleplay it, but both of you kind of like discern that maybe it's to prevent like the fog or the cloud to enter in.
This seems like a wording element, would you not say, Waterboy?
I think it's more of an aesthetic choice more than anything, really.
Okay, we differ.
Yeah, and you can tell it basically discerns the city. It's almost like it's like a landmark for the city itself, and everyone kind of like they pay homage to it. Maybe like they walk along it and like they touch their lips to it and then touch the stone. It's very like Virgoan thing. And by the way, our friend Alonso, you have a map of the entire like region of like Virgo territory. So this has been a city that you've navigated before, and you have no problem kind of like pointing out landmarks as well as like identifying locations. You're very aware, so you have like I believe advantage on like survival and nature checks appropriate to this region. And
I don't anymore because I ditched that for Deft Explorer.
Oh, okay.
But thank you.
No, it's your background, Far Traveler.
Oh! Cool. Yeah.
Do you want it back, Allan? Do you want it back?
No, I think
we can ditch it.
I thought
no, we can ditch it. I'm just kidding.
I get it now. All right. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a poorly wrought. It's basically like a homemade map. Alonso pulls out what appears to be like kindergarten crayon drawings on a parchment paper, and you can basically he holds it up in front of you all, and you all look at it, and you can tell it vaguely is reminiscent of the city itself. So he can basically show you around. Like he's a good tour guide.
I know where I'm going. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and so all of you are welcome now to explore the city. However, Milo approaches you. So guys, as we agreed upon, I was going to give you half of your pay for our journey. So as you know, and this was at your friend's Alonso's request, that I would give you 25 gold pieces each. And you watch, and he's actually going to make a check for this as he pulls out as stealthily as he can muster. He's actually going to sleight of hand it. And you can tell, actually, with that roll, you all acknowledge that he has a bag of holding, and he hands each of you a small pouch of 25 gold pieces.
I see a bag of holding.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you saw a bag of holding
each?
No, absolutely not. But you do all get a small bag, like a little pouch of 25 gold pieces each. And as he explains, so when we are finished and we return here to Deep Rock Port, upon visiting the Great Gaian Tree, one of the smaller vessels. It's not as big as Call Gaia, I promise you that. And Alonso, you have laid eyes on it before, having visited Hildenborough in your far travels. This is one of 4 smaller outlying Gaian trees. It's essentially like a government-run operation to create another Call Gaia. And the research is still ongoing, but this tree is being closely monitored. And so what Milo's doing is he's kind of like updating the government on like progress. So, gentlemen, all I ask is that you give me a little bit of time to say goodbye to my lust. Kita. I'm just gonna go say goodbye, Kita. So if you need the time, or maybe to go shopping, Deep Rock Port has everything you could ever imagine. And well, so
sleep.
Yeah, please go to the Last Resort. It sounds ominous, I know, but that is the local inn. Fantastic place. I highly recommend it. Don't talk to the locals. They're actually kind of rude, but maybe that's just me.
Alonso, do you know of any other inns in this area?
We could stay at my dad's place, but he doesn't really have a lot of room for visitors.
So, Alonso, you also have basically a family friend in town. He's the doctor. The doctor, his name is Dr. Elric, and he provides medicine for your father, specifically.
Dr. Edward Elric?
You haven't met him yet.
All right, well, we can go see Dr. Elric, but maybe see if he knows any better places in town. This guy here doesn't seem to be a local, and I seeing that I live around here, I never had to find lodging in this area, so we can go talk to the doctor and see. He's actually closer to my father, I think.
That'd be fantastic.
I promise you, the last mistake. I hope that's what I said. I might have said last resort, but it's called the last mistake. Yeah, last mistake. The last mistake. I promise you, you will not be mistaken. It is the best inn in town. They have a great firecracker martini. I love it to death, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. But I do know there are other inns. There are other inns in town.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on, there, little goblin fella. Hold on, I gotta.
You're glitching, man. Allan, you're glitching.
Yeah, your mic.
Hello. Sorry. It's better now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now we can't hear you.
Little goblin fella.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, little goblin fella. Please stop. One moment, sir. I gotta say, I do trust his judgment in the fact that he is a prissy little boy, and he would most likely try to find the most comfortable place to sleep at night. So I would most likely say if he's saying it's the best place to stay, he did his research and he went for the best place to stay. So
I don't think this man has researched anything in his life.
Listen, like a researcher.
You actually watch his face drop when you say that.
Yeah, I gotta say. Well, I would hope that I'd see it. I gotta say, I think that he just cannot improvise very well. But I feel that he is a very studied man, and that when he takes his time, that he does pretty well.
I'll have you know, these glasses aren't for show, Mr. Laszlo. I bet you don't even remember my name.
Milo.
Oh yeah, that's my name. Listen. By the way, and he actually walks up to you, Laszlo. So if you need to contact me for any reason, could you show me your runestone, please? And he's asking you, Laszlo. So he taps it, and listen. So essentially, if you want to contact me, just hold this runestone and think of my name, and it essentially will go to voicemail. So if you hold that up to your ear, it'll sound like I'm near. And yes, I do need to attend to some business, but listen, the last mistake, it will not be a mistake to go. It is the best inn in town. However, there are other inns. That is no problem. I don't see that as a problem.
Okay, well, I still want to see this doctor guy. I also need to get some supplies. So
yeah, I just gave you money. I thought we were friends. Usually that's like a sign of friendship. Honestly, we're working together, guys. I'm trying to benefit you, and you scratch my back, and I scratch yours. I already scratched your back.
25 gold pieces is a good scratch.
Yes.
It's all right. Anyways.
Yeah, so you all
know
you can separate.
Are there any noble families in this town?
In Deep Rock Port, make a history check.
Yeah, I'd definitely start walking off after, like, Laszlo, after confirming that I believe that'd be the best place, and go off to find it.
Okay, bye.
Alonso, do you know any place
Okay,
where I
bye.
can find blacksmithing supplies?
In a moment, little goblin me.
Just to make things a little bit more fluid, everybody roll initiative. I think I need to add you all first. 1 second.
Shit, I'm lagging.
Whoops.
Really bad. What the fuck? Sorry.
But yes, please keep in mind what your character might be doing on individual basis. I do have like your next step.
I just Discord message you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Salvatore, you were just given a fresh 25 gold pieces. You are welcome to spend it, or if you want to visit a specific location.
I'll join Kai, and I wish to engage him in conversation.
Okay, Kai is heading towards basically what he assumes is to be the medicine kind of like hut. He was given, a quick tour guide impersonation of what Deep Rock Port is and like this trading district where he would need to go in order to buy anything nature relative. So he heads towards what appears to be like a druid's enclave of Deep Rock Port. So you accompany him. Is there anything you'd like to speak about?
What was it? The water boy. I feel like I've given you a bad turn. I feel I put myself on the wrong foot forward. I simply want to state that as we are groups together, that I want to be friends, in a sense. Perhaps we could use each other's knowledge in a way that could further my goals as well as yours.
Well, it would be good if I don't have to worry about you looking over your shoulder every time I'm near you, or having to worry about you worrying about me, in a sense.
I've already looked over your shoulder quite a bit, and I found that you are not a bad man. It's quite in the contrary to perhaps. You seem to be a good person, and I would simply ask that there are certain instances where I would need your assistance, particularly pertaining to the watery elements. I simply would like to ask if I had in the future endeavors that would involve the watery kind, that you might be able to assist me in such an endeavor.
In slaying them? Is that your intention here?
Let's say that I intend to infiltrate some watery areas, and I would hope that perhaps you could assist me in tackling these watery elements. No, not that I would be hurting saltwater or water genasi, in a sense. I would just simply be infiltrating the watery domain. Not that you are evil, that I found so far, but some watery beings are not as good as you.
I think my approach might be different than yours, whereas I do acknowledge that not all associated with my element or my sign are necessarily friendly or kind. I think my goal would be to bring that to balance and not necessarily to slay them as you might. But as for now, it might be a agree to disagree type of situation.
Yes. You simply meeting you has brought me to a new enlightenment. That is, there are not as black and white as I originally thought. But if we do come across some of the more darker natured water elements, I would hope you would assist me in such endeavors.
What drives you to pursue this so ferociously?
This is a soft spot for me, but
I don't mean to press.
no, it's not too hard. You see, my entire family was slaughtered by water elementals.
That's horrible.
It is.
I did. Was there more than that?
I was young. I was but a kitten. I was sitting there in my kitten crib, and my entire family was slaughtered by soulless water elementals. I watched them as they used their various watery skills as they slashed through my clan. At the last moment, I was rescued by my clan, the Blood Hunters. They took me in and trained me in their arts. However, nothing will have me forget the dastardly deeds that were performed by the water elementals at that time. And this is why I have such animosity towards you at first. But I see now, you are not as dark or dastardly as some of your distant cousins may have been.
It's a spiritual connection more than anything. But even in that case, it seems like the elementals must have been triggered or provoked by something. I'm not sure what would have caused that.
I'm open to such a thing. All I know is that they were murdered, and I wish to figure out.
I'm open to that possibility, but I know they were murdered.
We know there was a
Foul play.
Perhaps not murdered. Perhaps simply they were slain, and I wish to figure out the reason why.
I would be very interested in as well, and would be happy to help you solve this crime.
And you seem to be a virtuous soul as yourself, and I wish to assist you as well. So consider me perhaps a friend?
You can consider me a friend as well.
Good. I'm glad we had this interaction.
And so...
Consider my 25 gold yours.
Oh my. Yeah, how do you respond to that, Kai?
I will not take your gold, friend.
A noble sort, as I have assessed. However, in the future, do not fear to call upon me upon assistance.
So you all... Yeah, I was just gonna help wrap things up. You both kind of like are finishing up your conversation, and you enter into what appears to be a potion shop. This is clearly like the druidic and very animal-centric part of town. You can tell as you all had entered into the town of Deep Rock, and this is Deep Rock Port specifically, that they deal in a lot of gems and animals and various rocks, runestones. That's more or less what the trade is involving. And so all of these potions kind of have like a very crystal-like kind of like feel to them. They have like very homemade glasses. Laszlo, are you heading towards the potion shop as well?
Yeah, I guess I'll just buy stuff because the downtime thing is something separate, right?
Yeah, so more or less downtime is when we're going to be spending like, let's just say a week in between sessions. Like your characters are doing your quest, for example. That would be downtime is called Gaia. This we're obviously doing is kind of like a quick version of that in Deep Rock Port. So if your character wants to buy things, perfect.
Oh,
you will visit the potion shop. So Kai and Salvatore are both currently there. Your character will obviously visit there on their own time. I was just giving Kai and Salvatore an opportunity to buy things from the potion shop should they want to. But this is one of several different shops that you all can visit. I linked in chat like a little image that will show you the value of certain things. Everything I will say is in the cheap section, so that middle column. So everyone, this is your now opportunity. Laszlo has already picked his to buy from the potion shop. So basically, Kai and Salvatore are currently there. They're picking up orders for everyone. More or less adjust the gold as see fit. That's all I'm saying. Like
I'm just a little confused.
I'm not gonna role play a trading interaction with you. That's all.
Oh.
So if you want to buy something, this is what you would be
I'm no
buying.
shopkeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
I get that. I just don't know. Like,
Show me your
if I have to
wares.
choose this between this and like my other thing, I'd rather just do the other thing. I just thought it was like we shop now and then there's downtime in between. But I was confused, so I'll just.
That's okay.
I'll
That's why
do
I'm
the
trying to
thing.
explain it. So more or less, Kai and Salvatore are at the potion shop. They're picking up orders for everyone. This is what you want. Adjust it as you see fit. Add it to your inventory. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I took an order sheet. I made a coffee run if you need anything.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm trying to simplify the process, that's all. And sometimes simplifying things can confuse. So I want to make sure it's clear. You guys are essentially having a pit stop in Deep Rock Port.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. And so this was also Kai's turn. However, back to our visualization. Bruce, what is Bruce doing?
Just to clarify, the stuff we typed in Discord is downtime, right?
Yes. That is the things that your character wants to do, when they're not adventuring.
Okay.
So then, are we still doing stuff in this town?
Yes. So then, okay, I'll go look for a blacksmith.
Okay. Fantastic.
And I would like to buy 2 more daggers, which in my own time. Sorry, what?
I was just going to say, if anyone wants to accompany you. Like, obviously, what Kai and Salvatore did, fantastic. I loved it. Just the interaction. And this was kind of like me allowing their characters and their conversation to have, like, a purpose. It's basically like they had like a point A to point B. They ended up at the potion shop, and they were picking up items for the party.
Right.
So if anybody wants to talk to Bruce, or Bruce can fly solo, he might actually be like the monk, rogue, stealthy type, does his own thing. But if anybody wants to accompany him for whatever reason, like Salvatore and Kai obviously had a great reason, to talk.
I've taken a liking to Laszlo. I'm hanging out with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured I was gonna go with Alonso to his like doctor friend's place.
Yes,
so.
I love it. Honestly, sounds great. I love justifying people's actions. So for Bruce, you are clearly going to the weapon shop. So I have an idea of what your character will be seeing at the weapon shop. So describe to us, what you're looking for. Maybe like you're trying to approach individuals. Like, hey, do you have such and such?
Yeah, I'll look for who might be manufacturing the weapons, or I'll ask him like where they get made and if that's on site or not.
Oh, I see, stranger. Yeah, well, looks like you have money to spend. I'd be happy to point you in the right direction. Plenty. Okay. Well then, and he starts like rubbing his hands. Maybe there's something dear Alex can help you with.
Alex, where may I speak with him?
That's my name. My name's Alex.
Oh, hello, Alex.
So,
Listen, are you able to craft custom weapons?
Custom weapons. Well, I hate to inform you, friend, but we're not really the engineering type. We're not really ones that, put things together, so to speak. But I can get something sketchy for you, if that's what you're after.
Not necessarily. I just have a design in mind, but I need someone that could craft.
Well, you're looking at the best blacksmith in Deep Rock. And trust me, it took me quite some time to get this dear appointment, this stall of sorts. And here, if you look at my wares. And so he basically shows you his entire blacksmith armory selection.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll take at least 2 daggers. and I have the intention of reworking these in my own time so that they look like a particular thing.
Yes.
And my friend, I have an idea for some sort of a envision 2 hunks of metal between a solid chain, 2 spherical masses with a chain that could be thrown.
So go ahead and make a persuasion check to kind of like tell him the schematic that you have in mind. It's basically a caltrops, right? Or not a caltrops. What is it?
A bola.
A bola. Yeah, that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so describing a bola to him, basically, is it 2 balls on a
What?
chain?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's bio warfare.
How much gold do you have, Kai?
And
You
so
said the cheap, right?
yeah, it's the middle column, yeah.
So
It's-
yeah, that was 38 for a common potion and 3 for a healer's kit.
Yep.
Much
So
gold
yeah, a
do I
little
have?
over 40 for gold. Yeah.
Exactly all the gold that I have.
Oh no.
I have no need for money.
Okay.
He's a druid.
I live within my means.
Hey,
I love it.
So
love it.
Bruce,
Yeah.
you knowing thieves can't, you actually notice like there's a couple symbols along the wall and kind of like this very
Oh.
cryptic writing. Make a perception check.
Okay. All right. Perception.
I like the way you play your character, Dylan. I like it.
So you basically say the code word, which is Alex. You just say his name twice when you're talking to him.
Alex.
Yeah. Oh, and he kind of nods at you, and he taps a button on this table that you're standing over, which at first glance looked like a giant crate. And so he tapped a button, and the first kind of like level of it just kind of like slid back and downward. So he just pulled it off, and you're looking inside. This is his shady dealer stuff, so anything of that nature. And so Ebola is actually among those, but it's clearly not on the list. We'll say it's a value of like 5 gold pieces per, and it's reusable for sure.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah, I definitely want to purchase one of those. So that'd be 9 gold total.
Okay, so 2 daggers and a bola.
Yes, please.
Okay, so perfect. Glad you like it. And this goes for Kai and Laszlo, who both bought something. If you could tally up the gold as well and put it in the game chat, that would help me.
Oh, shoot, I already subtracted it.
That's okay. How much did you spend as a Laszlo?
I spent 4 gold and 3 silver.
Okay. And yeah, I just want to make sure everything's accurate.
I took it out of mine already.
Yep, awesome. It looks like you're completely broke, Kai. Just looking at
I
your
am
money.
completely-
Okay,
Yep,
you're completely broke. Okay, no, that's fair.
I'm not
great.
bound by gold.
Yep. And then Bruce as well. You just spent 9, I believe.
Yeah, you want me to?
Yeah, just type it up. It just makes things a little more streamlined. And so he kind of nods at you appreciatively. I can bend that into a bat shape if you like.
I don't know why you need to do that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, you just have this vibe about you. It's a little creepy, actually.
Good day.
Dips out. Zip. Gone.
Which, by the way, your ring, because you have the signet ring, right?
Yep.
I have a. If you give me a second here, I actually have a symbol for you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Damn it! Where is it? One sec. I know where it is.
Okay.
I have a good version of it, but I want to share the bad version because the good version I'm saving for something. Damn it. Never mind. Looks like you get the good version.
Okay.
So this is a letter that you carry on your person. It basically has a wax seal of your signet.
It's loading so slow.
That's funny.
Yes. I love
these.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to try and find the bad version again.
Yeah, and also regarding the bolo, I don't know how we could homebrew that, but effectively, you see what I'm trying to do, right? And I guess it would kind of act like a net, but a net is a martial weapon. So I don't know what we could do about it.
I'm gonna look up the value of the net.
Maybe I'm just not proficient with it, or yeah, because it wouldn't count as a monk weapon, and I wouldn't have proficiency.
But it would with that thing that I told you about if you sat down with it.
That's true.
Yeah,
but I still wouldn't be proficient.
Alan has a boner for Tasha's, so everything from Tasha's goes.
Listen, I have a boner. I have a boner for homebrew, man, just like you do. Come on.
Homebrew's fun. Tasha's isn't a homebrew.
Well,
yeah, but I think effectively, I just want something that can restrain,
right,
like at a distance.
And what Alan is saying is that it is by the rules now. We can actually play it by the rules, and I am totally about it.
Okay. Cool.
So basically,
but
people.
My question is, does that
people tested
it. Overwrite, like my because I don't get that instead of key, right?
No.
Nope.
No.
Basically,
it's just in addition.
Yeah. But however, he's still level 1, so he still has to get that. I think.
Right? No. I know that's level 2. And I know that's how James likes to play by the rules too, just like I do. So that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, great. So it looks like you guys solved what you were doing. So as Laszlo, you're kind of like following Alonso, who is kind of like navigating through these city streets. You can tell that he swats aside like pickpockets as they try to approach you. Both of you being a little short of stature, like you're actually kind of like eye to eye with these mostly children who are kind of like urchins, and they're essentially trying to make their living by thieving. And so you kind of like understand where they come from. And Alonso might know a couple of them, and it's just basically like, hey, now don't do that. But you all
I got my hands on my pouches for sure. Hey, now, hey, all right, hello, hello, hi, yep. Not good to see you. Keep your distance.
And you're more than welcome to converse as you're heading towards. Yeah.
Oh, so what brings you out to a city like this? I mean, besides the job we had, I guess we're all hired for something. But man, what brought you to Cal Gaia in the first place? Let me ask you that.
I'm kind of just traveling the world to learn as much as I can. It was my parents' kind of last wish when they passed away, for me to see the world and discover everything I can for myself.
Well, that's good, man. It's good that you're taking that to heart. I lost my mother myself, but my father's still alive, and I do like to, pay homage to him as much as I can, and to her when I do. But I don't really know too much about her, so. Just do what I can and try to, really respect nature, because I know that was something that she's a big fan of. But I understand the loss of family and respecting the family's last wishes. That's important. Yeah.
I cherish them while you can. Their family's super important.
You're different from most little goblins, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't actually grow up in the Goblin Village. My parents are actually human, so...
Oh, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, they raised me from when I was young to be a doctor. They were both doctors themselves, and so...
And like Alonso just like trails off at this point. He's got the information. He's the one who's like, okay, cool, and it's like starts like trailing off and just because I know your backstory, like as a person. So it's like, yeah, cool.
Oh yeah.
Alonso's like, it's like there's.
What a jerk.
Low charisma, man. Low charisma. Sorry. Super high wisdom, all about family and love and all that good stuff. But yeah, charisma wise, like, yeah, all right, cool. Conversation done. Over. Right. Out.
And so you make your way to Dr. Elric's. And so Dr. Elric apparently is like the local doctor. He's basically the physician that everyone comes to. And you actually notice that on carts just outside, a couple of random crew members have brought both Cookie and Audrey to Dr. Elric's, and they're essentially waiting outside. Dr. Elric, whom Alonso has already met before, he is currently kind of signing off something. And he kind of waves over. Yes, Alonso. It's good to see you. I heard you might be joining us.
What's yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just saw the thing you put in the chat there. Confused me. Yes. Hello. That was 5 minutes ago. Good to see you. I'm glad you heard we were coming by. It's been a long time. I really don't remember what you looked like all that much. Let me get a good look at you.
You notice he's also wearing a very thick mask. So I want to see if I can share his picture here.
His visage.
Well, that's going to show you his token.
Just showed the token.
Sick.
Nice.
Nice.
Here, I have a better one. So Dr. Elric, he's wearing what appears to be like a beak-like mask. And it apparently portrays his visage that he knows what he's doing. He's very well established in the region. Like, people come to him. He's proficient in medicine, to say the least. And so as he's kind of waving his hand over these two individuals, Cookie and Audrey, he's overlooking just like your arrival. Well, Alonso, I suppose you're here for your father's medicine. Here he's come down with something special.
Yeah, well, I suppose he's... Wait, hold on a second. My dad's sick. What do you mean my dad's sick?
Oh, well, you've been traveling across the world for the past year, as he's told me. I guess he didn't really want to bother you. But your father has been writing to me quite regularly, because, well, he's come down with something certain.
What exactly has he come down
I
with,
am
Doctor?
out the door.
Oh, okay. So you want to go to your father?
Yeah, You can continue the role play with Laszlo, but Alonso is gone.
Sure.
Out the door for his dad.
To get to the main Deep Rock city, there is basically a system of travel you'll have to take. However, it would take like a day's travel.
Yeah,
so you'll want to take people with you. I mean,
Gotcha.
you're welcome to go alone, but
kind of, yeah. I mean,
Do you mean can I notice him?
I'd be out, man. Like,
Well,
I'd heard my
Oh no,
dad
we're
is-
at the potion shop.
mm-hmm.
But I would also understand that I'm leaving the group behind and I have been hired. I'd kind of like, all right, fair enough. I turn please look out, man. Come with me. What's going on with him? Is he all right?
So yeah, as you kind of have this moment to yourself, it's almost as if you blacked out for a second, and he's basically explaining to Laszlo. Both you and Laszlo are looking at Alonso like, what's wrong with him? And you're kind of explaining the symptoms. Laszlo, go ahead and make a medicine check to understand.
Okay.
No.
Please.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all of the same symptoms that you recall your parents falling sick to. It was shortness of breath, just are unable to speak. There's a unawareness of surroundings, forgetfulness. They begin to have cold sweats, and it's overall the body begins to kind of tear itself apart from the inside.
Is he describing? What is the doctor describing? What is? Because this is what Laszlo understands. What is Alonso hearing from the doctor?
Basically, Alonso, knowing your father, you know that your father is a hard man. He's very prideful, stubborn. He wouldn't leave this on you. So he's trying to solve this problem on his own. And so this being kind of not really spoken about, the doctor kind of said it nonchalantly, and it's kind of hitting you like a ton of bricks for the most part. And so your father had kind of hit it as a very secretive about it. And so as he's speaking about this with Laszlo, it's kind of you're coming to this understanding that your father needs your help And so understanding how to help him, like that's your number one priority.
Okay.
And so Laszlo, understands a lot about this because his family, as you recall in the exposition dump on your walk over.
Yeah.
But we're actually gonna, if there's anything you'd like to speak, we will wrap it up here. Yeah, it's basically like a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, I just would ask more questions, so I'm good to.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, depending on what I understood, I was just gonna say that I would actually stick with my original call on like he's like out the door, going to find his dad. But it's only that's why I say I don't know if like Laszlo's like describing like what actually like the problem would be. I don't know, or if it sounds like what his parents died to. You know what I mean? Like, or if that's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's
I would definitely, my eyes would light up in a certain way, recognizing the symptoms and stuff.
Yeah. Laszlo himself has like this kind of like mission to kind of like cure that specific disease.
Right.
And so the fact that your father has it, like that could be like something that ties you two together.
We'll see. Ba-ba-ba.
Yeah. But that's where we'll end it.
Nice cliffhanger. Dig it. Thank you, DM.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, everybody needs to go. Nobody levels up. You all de-level, actually. You're level 1 again.
Aww.
Oh,
Sick.
I was thinking about that.